Hello everyone, my name is Decalink, the trained unprofessional, and I forgot to put my glasses on, so let's do that awkwardly at the beginning of the episode. I hate putting on glasses after I put on my headphones because then it becomes painfully aware. I become painfully aware of just how much the fucking headphone is like crushing in on the side of my head. Anyway, so we got ourselves the Shoichi route, which I believe is this one. Yep. And we haven't been able to skip until now because I've come to the conclusion that it's because since we did not meet June early, this is just the slightly different route. The slightly different text that we see because we didn't see certain things. So, we will skip as soon as we can, but until the paths converge, we will just be seeing the slightly different version. Why me? Shouldn't you ask one of our teachers? Well, the thing is, he already left. I look at the teacher's desk and confirm that his words are actually true. Isn't the teacher supposed to stick around for a few minutes in case their students have any questions? What's up with the school and all the lazy teachers? I know we don't really know each other, but since you sit right next to me and you don't look like you're doing anything right now, I thought I'd ask. Well, I would, but I'm actually part of a club. I'm just killing time before I get to it. I'm sorry, I didn't know. It's fine. There's now a way you could have known anyway. Most clubs haven't begun operating yet. Only the sports clubs were given a pass. You play a sport? Yeah, I'm in the tennis club. Immediately upon hearing this, his eyes begin to sparkle as he flashes me a blinding smile. You play tennis? That's amazing. I think tennis is a totally awesome sport, though I've never really watched it. If it's not asking too much, could I come and watch? That's fast. He switched gears way too fast. Didn't you need to go to the staff room? I only needed to get my class itinerary. I can do that whenever. This kid seriously needs to get his priorities in check. Can I even take him there? I suppose I could show him a few places on the way. I've already unconsciously agreed to do this, haven't I? Alright, I can't promise you'll be allowed in, but I suppose we can try. I guess we can point out a few places on the way to help you get situated. Yay! I guess this isn't so bad. Once you arrive, I have Kobayashi wait outside the building while I get dressed. Wow, the music is really quiet for some reason. There we go. I need to get Saya's permission before I allow him to come inside. A visitor? That's kind of rare for you to be asking me this. Is that a no? Of course not. I'm fine with it if you want to bring someone to watch. Having someone watch you with interest is always a great way to get yourself pumped up. Exactly the kind of answer I'd expect coming from her. I'm sure he's not going to be lacking on the interest front, at least. She nods, smiling. So tell me, what's the real reason for bringing him along? You wouldn't just invite any other classmates. You saw through me, huh? Well, to be honest, I felt a bit bad for him since he doesn't know anyone else in the school. So I just thought, why not? And brought him along. It's pretty kind of you, Cleveland. We don't have any practice matches scheduled for today. Don't you think he'd be bored just watching us practice our shots? That shouldn't be a problem, Sayatan. Suddenly, a huge mountain of scales towers behind Saya. Oh, we can skip through this part, thank God. Oh my God, look at all these fucking... Kobayashi is fidgeting uncomfortably in a nearby corner. That's true, he's been watching me this whole time. Yep. Kobayashi stood near me, looking at me with worry. Are you alright? Maybe I should go get the nurse. Oh, no. At this point, we're just seeing the different text for June. Just June is okay. It feels a bit pointless to be so formal since we're going to be seeing each other every day. Okay. If I can have an excuse to drop all this stiff deference, then I have no reason not to. Oh, Jesus, Despa. Was it fun? Feel like it was worth coming? Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun. And skipping. Keisuke basically kicks me out of the booth laughing. Alright, I'm going to stop kicking my shin. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. I like doing these skippings because it's fun watching. Oh, shit. I don't remember which choice is the right one. Okay, that's the only one with different music, so I'll assume that it's the right one. Okay, that's the right choice. There we go. Thank God for that back button. I like watching the expressions and shit. I really just... Alright, which one was his? Alright. He's ordering some soba. There, that didn't take long. See, copying other people doesn't count, though, and it's the same. It doesn't really change anything, so... stop tormenting him. Really? That's the first I've heard of it. You mentioned it to me when I was getting improperly introduced to the school buildings and the teachers. Good thing you remember these tiny details. We should probably find a quieter place so you can relax. Thank God y'all are keeping an eye out for me on these choices. Have you never played in a competition before? I have. It's been a while, though. Why'd you stop, then? Not your cup of tea? Something like that, yeah. But I need to have good results in competitions this year, otherwise I won't get a scholarship for the music academy I want to join. Those are a thing? What? Of course they are. Most musicians study in conservatories and academias before my music academia before starting their professional careers. I'm looking to join the Frankfurt University of Music, but they require a mile-long list of achievements. If I'm starting now, I'll need to get first place in all competitions I take part in until the end of the year to even get them to look at my application. Wow, sounds tough. It is. I've been pulling all-nighters every other day to practice. Yesterday I was practicing Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata like I always do, and I blanked midway. That's never happened to me before. Sounds rough. I've never seen someone suffer from performance anxiety before their actual performance. How many songs are you performing next week? Oh, Jesus. It's really hard reading these lines because you don't have any context for them. Are these songs particularly hard? I mean, I haven't seen you play before, so I don't know how. I get it. And, well, they're not super difficult. From a technical standpoint, I've played harder songs before, but... What? You need something other than the technique? Skipping. And now we're looking for Shoichi. Hey, now we finally get to see a scene within context. I wonder... Maybe Shoichi's finished for the day, too. I guess I'll drop by the student council room. I think I should go ahead and save here just in case. I'm not stopping. But we're already on... We skipped from day, 1 to day 5. Let's stop by the student council room. Well, at least if he's not, I get to have fun watching him freak out over paperwork. Win-win. As I come across the student council office, I hear two people talking inside. From their tone, they seem to be in a bad mood. I recognize one of them immediately as Shoichi's. The other is unfamiliar to me. I get a light knock at the door, and immediately the two are silenced. I hear hurried steps coming over to the door, and it's suddenly opened with force. I'm sorry, but we're quite Oh. Is something wrong here? What's with that look he had on his face? Is this a bad time? No, I'm sorry to have been rude. Is there anything you need? I peer over his shoulder to see a cheetah girl absentmindedly fiddling with a stack of papers. Is it just me or is she glaring at me? Yep, definitely bad timing. Rada-senpai, we don't have time for chat-chat. If you want to get these papers done by the end of the day, we're gonna need you to hurry. Her voice carries from the inside the room. She sounds so stuck up. Yeah, I know, Kisaragi, I should say. Let's just take a break. We've been at it non-stop since the morning anyway. I need to stretch my legs. But... She tries to protest, but Shoichi just waves his hand in dismissal. The girl groans and plops down on a chair, looking right at me with eyes full of fury. Shoichi steps out of the room, closing the door behind him. Sorry, it's been kind of a long day. You've been at it since this morning? Please tell me you haven't been here since we split up at the gate. The look on his face tells me everything I need to know. Someone who made a huge mistake with some paperwork and completely blew the school's festival budget out of the sky. How bad is it? Well, let's just say that a few clubs are going to have their budget slashed in half for the rest of the year and leave it at that. What the hell kind of mistake did they make? Don't worry about it. Plus, I managed to save the budget for the tennis club, so you don't have to worry about your training being compromised. What about the volleyball club budget? A reduced budget isn't going to kill us. But what? How did this happen? Someone forgot to double check before submitting and didn't see a couple of extra zeros. I'm sorry to hear that. What's he gonna do now? Well, provided the cops don't find his body, he'll just lay quietly in the ditch. Okay, usually I find these jokes funny, but now I can't tell if you're joking. I could tell, but I'm not sure if you'd manage to keep it from the police during questioning. For the love of God, say just kidding or something. Shoichi laughs, giving me a few pats on the shoulder. Sorry, I'll stop messing with you. It's just, you're so easy, I couldn't help it. Hey, Terrence. Well, gee, I'm glad I'm such a good comedic relief for you. Anyway, I was hoping we could go home together. When do you think you might be finished? His face goes stiff again. He scratches the back of his neck, awkwardly avoiding eye contact. Sorry, Cleveland. Today's just not a good day. I think I'll only get to leave school when school closes. Okay, yeah, I haven't said anything yet. I don't know who Sonic Fox is. Heard they won an award. Congratulations to them. I don't really pay attention to awards. I'm never going to win one, so I don't really have to worry about that. So congrats to them winning. Congrats to all the winners, even the ones that didn't deserve it, which, since no one deserves anything, kind of hard to imagine anyone deserving anything, but I don't know. I don't really have a big opinion about award shows. But yeah, for those wanting my input on Sonic Fox, cool. It's cool that a furry won esports gamer of the year, but it's not. I don't know. Besides, don't you have practice today? They did a bad job of isolating the volleyball courts, and now they had to hurry up and fumigate ours as well. What? But we don't have the money to pay for the tennis court fumigation. It didn't even need to be fumigated. Ah, crap. They're going to take it out of the festival budget, aren't they? Don't worry. I'm sure the students would riot if they did. Plus, I don't think the company would charge for it, considering it was their fault and all that. His expression softens up a bit. He sighs in relief. You're right. I'm just being paranoid. Sorry, I think you should go home on your own today. I can wait, I don't mind. What? I just told you it'd be hours. What would you even do? Just sit there and wait for us to be done? Pretty much, yeah. He stands there in a daze, gaping. Are you sure? Shoichi, I don't mind waiting for a bit if it means I get to spend some time with you. You did promise me this morning that you'd use this little break of yours to spend some more time with me, didn't you? He seems shocked to hear my words, mouthing something off without actually making a sound. He turns his back to me and hastily opens the door to the room again. Alright, you can wait inside. I have to get back to it already. Weren't you supposed to be stretching your legs? I don't feel like it. Shoichi drops down onto his chair, pulling up a pile of folders. He quietly flips through sheets of paper, calmly examining each and every one of them. I watch as his eyes attentively scan through every word that's printed on those papers. Meanwhile, I could feel the cheetah's murderous glance even without a look over to her way. Almost as if my mere presence here was somehow offensive. After quite a few of some of the most boring hours of my life, a teacher came by to ask us to leave. Sheesh, she really wasn't kidding when he said we'd be sticking around until the end of until the school closed for the day. Sorry you got held up for so long. It's fine, I'm the one that asked to stay anyway. It's not exactly why I insisted that you didn't. I still feel bad about it. How would I treat you to some food as an apology? You have no reason to apologize. Then, as a thank you. He's really not taking no for an answer, huh? Alright, if you insist on spending your money on me, I have no reason to say no. Shoichi laughs and nods, turning around as we start leaving school. Shoichi leads me through the busy streets in front of the train station. Many people come and go through different stores and restaurants. Most of the more specific places, such as sporting goods stores, have closed down for the day. Instead, we see multiple eateries and diners opening up. An almost dazzling amount of people comes and goes through the intersections, enough to make you lose track of your surroundings. It would truly be hard to keep track of my bearings if I weren't so used to it already. Also, being next to a giant like Shoichi does help a lot. People make way for him as he walks, opening a small path through the crowd towards wherever he wants to go. I simply follow from behind, making sure to follow in the path he's opened before it closed down and we end up separated. Boy, would it be hard to track him again if I got lost. We make a turn at an intersection I've never been to before. The masses of people slowly dwindle to just a few stragglers here and there. The fluorescent lights of the lampposts slowly turn into traditional paper lanterns. We walk for a few dozen minutes before finally taking one last turn towards the left. I take care to map out the way in my head so I can come here later. Well, maybe not come here later, but at least not get lost around these parts. You never know what might happen. Wow. We were greeted by a gigantic assortment of stores and lights as we enter a small gallery-like corridor and of old-timey buildings. I see shops and carts selling different varieties of traditional foods, clothings, and all kinds of trinkets that I've never seen before. Surprising, isn't it? What is this place? Oh god, Chef donated 666. Oh, Jesus. Trying to fuck with us. You're trying to... Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it, Chef. I really do. What is this place? It's the old Saitama Market. It used to be the most popular area in the city before we had shopping malls and the train station. But now that the city has expanded so much and the town center has shifted to another location, people stopped coming here because it was so far away from everything else. Most of the stores here are very traditional, family-oriented places. Some of these businesses have existed for generations already. It's everything some of these people have ever known. I really like this place. I come here all the time. I never even knew this place existed. It's so beautiful. It's like a small festival inside the city. You could say that. The food around here is delicious, too. I like to come around just to browse and eat. I get something new almost every day. Well, I used to, at least. I barely have time to come here anymore, and when I do, it's just to grab a quick meal and be on my way. It's a bit sad to think about. Shoichi's eyes lazily scanned the environment, a conflicted smile on his face. I could see just how much he likes this place. His eyes twinkle with with the light of the countless lanterns, burning bright with life. Just seeing him like that is enough to make a little swell of happiness pop up inside my heart. And what made you decide to share your secret hiding spot with me? He scratches awkwardly at his neck. It's not really a hiding spot, much less a secret one. It's just when I feel like I've had too much on my plate and the stress starts getting to me, I come to this place to relax. I mean, look at the people around. There aren't many, but they're all content to just leisurely walk by. Hey! $5 from Chef. Do I plan on returning to Winds of Change? I will be returning to Winds of Change. I haven't gotten any emails from anyone about whether or not I made it into the game, so I got a feeling I didn't. But, yeah. So I'll probably be returning to the game before long. It's weird, I just haven't... At first I didn't want to play the game because I might be in it, but then I just started to realize that I didn't miss it. I don't know, maybe I was just associating the idea of editing through that game with the experience of actually playing the game. Because editing that game got tiresome because it was just countless minutes of side conversations and nothing actually happening. Just a lot of world building, and having to read through that shit again in the editing was taking its toll on my enjoyment of the game itself. So I'll probably be returning to the game before long. I just can't say as I've wanted to yet. That not a lot of people wanted to watch it. Like, that series always got way fewer views than the other two games I was playing, Tennis Ace and Extracurricular Activities, but can't base everything just on that. Anyway. I like this place because of how quiet it is. It's a place I can go to escape the hectic schedule I have to deal with every day. What you said this morning was true. It's overwhelming sometimes. And there are days when I wish I could just run away from everything. But whenever I feel like I'm starting to drown, I come to this place. It might be silly, but it helps put things in perspective. You have no idea what these people have to contend with in their lives, but when you come here, you can't spot a single sad face. They're all enjoying things without any rush, leisurely and at their own pace. Man, the chat thing is not keeping up. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but the chat box on my preview for the keeping up with the chat is not keeping up. Like, that is going faster than the chat plugin for the stream. I don't know what the fuck's going on. It helps me to remember that I still have a life to live outside of all the responsibilities I have. It's stupid, ain't it? I had no idea. I can't help but feel a pang of guilt resonating in my chest. I get stressed whenever I think about my own responsibilities, and yet Shoichi struggles with much more than I do on a daily basis. And yet I joked about him stressing himself out with all of it so lately. He's always right next to me, and I didn't even notice. Wasn't I the one who suggested he join the student council? Or the one that convinced him to accept the captain position when he didn't want to? I'm a terrible friend for not paying attention to the people around me. Sorry. I could tell just from the look on your face. I ruined the mood, didn't I? I don't know what's gotten over me. I suddenly just feel like I needed to tell you about it. Come on, I'll make it up to you. Let me show you a great spot to grab a bite. Before I can muster an answer, Shoichi has already grabbed my hand and started pulling me along as he guides me through the market. Watching his back moving ahead of me, when did this view become so nostalgic? And why is it that I feel like he's trying to hide the look on his face from me right now? Shoichi, can I ask you something? He stops dead in his tracks, his ears flicking nervously on top of his head. His tail just hangs there without moving. Without turning to me, he merely makes an inquisitive sound with his throat, not even vocalizing a word. Why have you never talked to me about this? If you were under so much pressure, why did you just keep quiet all this time? I'm always right next to you, and yet you've never leaned onto me for support. Frankly, it hurts. Shoichi looks up at the night sky. His tail begins flicking slowly. Is he nervous? I wait in complete silence for a few seconds. I don't want to rush him. If he's opened up to me already, this much already, then I can let him take the next step too. I just focus on how warm his hand feels against mine. It's such a pleasant and nostalgic feeling. He always used to lead me away by my hand just like he's doing now. When was it that he stopped doing that? I hadn't noticed until now, but when was it that the side of his back became so distant? Shit, I feel like I might start tearing up if I'm not careful. Today reminded me of something. Oh? I don't want to sound overeager. You know, it really is my fault that we've drifted apart these past few years. I know that we still spend most of our time together, but I just feel like there's been a rift between us lately. I noticed that things have gotten especially hard for you these past few years. I know you're under immense pressure because of your career choice. I didn't want to be another burden on you. So I started keeping you to myself more often. And as I got swamped with more obligations and responsibilities, the time we had together diminished. I never noticed. I've always focused only on the time we spend together, and I'd never thought about the quality of our interactions. The fuck are you doing, dog? To me, as long as we were always with each other, then nothing would have really changed. Now, I realized that I was just being selfish. I was so concerned with my own problems that I turned a blind eye to my friends. I never noticed how excluded Keikun felt from us, or how Shoichi was suffering. I really am the worst. And it's not just with you. Saya-chan, and God, I can't believe I'm about to say this, even that stupid Urushihara. I've missed so many things these past 2 years. I've missed important moments from my friends, both old and new. Then, as time passed by and I got more and more used to keeping to myself, I noticed that it became harder and harder to open up. It was a small thing, a minuscule motion that could have been passed undetected by any other time, but now as I focused my undivided attention on Shoichi's figure, I noticed his shoulders began to quiver ever so slightly. Talking about myself, being honest about myself, what started as a conscious decision eventually became a block. And I just helplessly watched as you all drift further away from me. But today, having you around me, just having you sit next to me while I worked, I surprised myself with how much it calmed me. Even just having you next to me was enough to make me happy. His hand began to squeeze mine a little harder, almost as if he wanted to ascertain that I was really there. Almost as if he was afraid I'd go away somehow. God, I feel so lame talking so much crap like this. But I couldn't help but remember all the great times we had together when we were younger. It made me realize how much I missed you. Even the more trivial things, the times you used to tutor me, or hell, even the times when we'd fight. All of those things were precious memories to me. Sorry, I'm talking too much, aren't I? I'm overwhelmed. I don't think I've ever seen Shoichi act so vulnerable in front of me. I always assumed that it was because he wasn't the type of person to have these kinds of feelings, but I was wrong. He's just always been good at masking it. Okay, I gotta figure out what the fuck he's playing with. Because if he's playing with some paper, he's gonna eventually chew on it to the point where he's gonna piss on it, and it's gonna be a big old mess. Hey. Hey. Spoofy. Stop. Okay? I obviously don't want you to have the thing, so stop going after it. You fucking asshole. I'm sure that there are many more things that have hurt of stressed him out these past few years, and yet he's been making sure to blanket over them. He's kept us in the dark and to avoid burdening us. The thought is just so incredibly sad. I take a few steps forward, letting my forehead rest against his wide back. Cleveland? My sudden gesture caught him by surprise. Without having time to put up any walls, Shoichi's voice gave me a little glimpse of what he was really feeling. His voice was meek and frightful. Even if he acts like an adult all the time, he's nothing but a scared 18-year-old like the rest of us, isn't he? I get it, Shoichi. Must have been pretty hard for you, huh? Shoichi nods. I know I'm probably some good-for-nothing idiot. I couldn't even see that you'd been suffering, even though you were always right in front of me. But I promise you that I'll pay more attention from now on, okay? So don't keep your guard up around me so much. It's okay to let me know how things are for you. Things are hard for you, too. Jeez, I was already feeling like I was being super uncool. Now you're acting all lame, too. Me trying to be supportive of you is lame. You really need to rethink some stuff. But really, thank you, Cleveland. Now come on. I've already said too much and got the mood all weird and awkward. I appreciate the support, but let's see if we can salvage this night before it ends. It's not being stupid. It doesn't need to be salvaged. Sure it does. Let's see if we can get some warm food. I'm starving. He squeezes my hand again, this time much more softly. And thanks again. I'm really lucky to have you as my friend, aren't I? You are! He chuckles softly, turning his back to me and leading me through the street once again. This time, though, he routinely looks back at me, smiling. We reach a little food cart parked gingerly in a row of 6 or 7 other similar carts. The smell of food coming from them is so incredibly delicious. My mouth is watering already. "Oh, Raccoon, I was wondering when I'd see you again. It's been a while." A burly black bear emerges from behind the counter just as we begin to sit down, smiling widely as he sees Shoichi's face. He wore a traditional Japanese chef coat with a white shirt underneath. "Sorry for the long leave of absence. I've been very busy lately." The bear chuckled, waving a pair of stools. "I guessed as much. Come, have a seat. The usual again today?" "Let me guess, it's cold soba again? I thought you said you'd came here to try new food." Shoichi shrugs. Like I said, I haven't had the time to lately. Now I just come here for some quick soba and get back home. His are some of the best I've had." The bear puffs his chest with pride, pointing to a small writing on his sleeve that reads, Sionji Dining. "Years of experience on the job. I've inherited my business and my recipes from my father, who inherited from his father, who inherited from his father. We have decades of tradition preparing some of the best noodles in Saitama." Shoichi laughs, putting his elbow on the counter and leaning into his hand. "I see you're as excitable as usual, huh? By the way, can I please have a menu? This is my friend's first time here, and he tends to make a hassle out of choosing what to eat." "Hey!" "Oh, hush, you know it's true." The bear grins, going behind the counter and handing me a big laminated menu with various pictures of many seemingly tasty dishes. "I did think your face was pretty unusual. Wasn't sure if you'd been here before. Take your time choosing. Meanwhile, I'll get started on Urata-kun's dish." As he turned around towards the sink, I turned my attention to the menu in my hands. Everything seems so good, I don't know what to choose. God, do I have to go through this every time I eat out? Any ideas on what you want to eat? Nope. Agonizing over every choice? Yep. This is going to take a while, isn't it? Yep. I hear a soft chuckle next to me. Without even looking, I give him a gentle punch in the side. This time he laughs a little more audibly. "Every single time, almost like clockwork. You really are easy to read." Says the guy who orders soba noodles at every place he goes. "Oh, ouch, yeah, you got me now. Got me good. How will I ever outlive such shame?" "You're an ass." He laughs again, and I can't help but smile. I sort of miss this routine. After many agonizing minutes of careful deliberation, I finally decide and order a seafood dish. By the time the ramen is ready and I start to dig in, Shoichi's almost finished his plate. "Oh, this is really good. I can definitely feel a kick from the spices, but the ramen is very mild and springy. I kind of want to try making some." "I'm glad you like it. I used white miso and a couple of other ingredients to make sure the ramen tastes rich without being too fishy. You're out of luck, though. I've just recently switched my fish supplier, and I haven't gotten to tweaking the recipe for their fish particular taste profile, so the dish is a bit of a mess." "If this is a miss, then I'll gladly come back later once you got it all down." "I'm glad you liked it. Enjoy." Oh, God. Shoichi sets his finished dish aside and leans onto his hand, watching me eat. "See why I wanted to bring you here?" Mumbling incoherently, "Bush. I know you're excited, but please don't talk while you chew. It's disgusting." I swallowed the food that was in my mouth. "Sorry," I said. "Yes, thank you very much." He gives me that smug smile he tended to wear on his face whenever someone tells him he's right. Don't get me wrong, he's my friend and I love him, but God, he could be an insufferable know-it-all when he wants to. Don't even start. I speak when he starts opening his mouth to speak. He laughs at my interruption and pulls out his wallet from his pocket, looking at the owner. "Are your prices still the same?" "Yep, haven't had to adjust it since last spring." "I'm glad things are going so well. Here, He hands him money to pay for our food. The bear takes out a paper towel from underneath the counter and uses it to pick up the money. I guess I looked at him funny because the bear, upon seeing my face, starts laughing. I call it laughter, but in this case it was more akin to a thunderous roar. The sudden echoing sound nearly had me jumping out of my chair in surprise. Oh, sorry, didn't mean to scare you. I make sure to never handle money with my hands. Helps with keeping everything clean. When I pick it up, I always use alcohol wipes to make sure my hands stay disinfected. It's one of those things I like about this place. It's not just health department clean, it's my clean. Your kitchen is a mess. You can't find anything there. Yeah, but it's a clean mess. That makes all the difference. Shake my head, making him snicker in amusement. After I'm done eating, Shoichi and I excuse ourselves and go on our way. As we walk our way back, I can see that Shoichi is in better spirits. He walks side by side with me, happily humming a familiar melody. Wait, isn't that one of the songs K-kun sang yesterday at karaoke? I guess it struck a chord with all of us, not just me. So, what'd you think? It was good. Very good, actually. I'm surprised this place even exists, let alone the food is so good. And everything looks so beautiful here. The paper lanterns and the traditional decorations are so nice to look at. Yeah, and that's not all. Look at the sky. As I look up, I can see a few twinkling stars in the sky. Whoa. Yeah, I remember back when we were kids, you liked looking at the sky a lot. Unfortunately, since we live so close to the station, all those strong lights make it hard to see the stars. It's still not 100%, you'd have to go out of town for that, but still, over here you can kinda look at the stars. It's beautiful. It's been years since I last saw a proper starry sky. Oh my god, Spoof. Leave it alone. Jesus tits, man. If you actually get that thing out there, I'm fucking burning it right in front of you. And you're gonna have to watch. Don't lick the table like it's gonna fucking get you out of it. Fuck off. It's beautiful. It's been years since I last saw a proper starry sky. I'm glad you liked it. I've been meaning to show you this place for a while, but I was always afraid that you'd think it was boring. I was afraid of what that would mean for our friendship. What? You thought that if you took me someplace boring that I'd think you're boring and I'd stop hanging out with you? That's so childish. Of course not. I was afraid that you'd say something bad about the place and I'd have to murder you for ever uttering such nonsense. Nothing says pleasant evening with a friend quite like a conversation about murder does. I know, right? I was joking. I wasn't. By the way, did you manage to get things sorted with the paperwork? Somehow. It was pretty bad, though. A lot of budgets had to take a gash because of it. I think a lot of people are going to be pissed at me when they find out. Stop eating the table. Oh my god. I'm still surprised the school let you guys budget for that. I think it's less them letting us and more them not wanting to pay an accountant to do it. Knowing our principal, I somehow don't doubt it. By the way, I'd like to ask you not to show up unannounced again. I don't really mind it, but Kisaragi was really pissed. Why do you care? You're the council president. Yeah, but you've seen her, right? She's terrifying. She's a freshman! A terrifying freshman. I sigh, which somehow makes Shoichi laugh. Well, I'm more or less free tomorrow, so I guess we could spend the day together again, if you want to. I'll be honest, I didn't realize how much I missed hanging out with just the two of us until today. I'll think about it. Yeah, don't neglect your obligations just to spend time with me. Don't neglect your sleep just to spend time with your obligations. Hey, I don't do that anymore. Speaking of sleep, it's getting kind of late already. I think we should probably head home. Yeah, what time is it even? Let me check my phone. Whoa, it's after 9 p.m. Yeah, the walk back home is going to be at least 40 minutes. I wish I could walk around and show you some more of the few more spots, but we do have school tomorrow. Ever the responsible student, aren't you? I do have to make up for your share, after all. True. By the way, do you want to spend the night at my place? Your dad is still out of town, isn't he? Yeah, but he hesitated to answer. Maybe next time. I still have some stuff at home that I need to do before I get to bed. And I can't go to school tomorrow in the same uniform I wore today. I have to put this one in the washing machine. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say? I kind of fell asleep there for a second. I know I'm boring, but you're a smartass. It's fine. I've always admired that side of you anyway. I don't really have the patience to make sure every little thing is neat and organized. I don't know how you do it. It's called parental indoctrination. It's really fun. You should try it sometime. Pass. Even as we make our way back quite a while after initially leaving, the activity hasn't died down one bit. In fact, there seems to be more people out right now, to the point that even Shoichi has a hard time making his way through. By the time we finally reach the station, the central clock in front of us already reads 9:35 p.m. Guess we're gonna get home pretty late. I try to laugh at that, but someone accidentally elbows me in the ribs and I feel the wind getting knocked out of me. Shoichi immediately notices and doubles back towards me. Are you alright? Yeah, some asshole just elbowed me in the stomach is all. Just need to catch my breath. Be careful, if I don't deliver you home in one piece, your mom will kill me. Actually, don't even try. As I press a laugh, Shoichi gives me a stern look as if expecting me to do something dumb just to tick him off. I have to admit, the idea is amusing. Now I'll resist the temptation to do something stupid. I'd probably regret it later. Actually, I feel a little weird. I guess the guy must have hit me harder than I thought. I feel a little faint. Well, it might just be the fatigue getting to me. Either way, I'll get some rest when I finally get home. We finally reach my house. It's already 10 p.m. I'm almost sure I'll get berated for getting home this late. That's odd. All the lights are out. Mom should still be in the living room at this time. Doesn't seem like anyone's home. Yeah, that's weird. Hang on a second. I'm going to try calling my mom. As I start to dial her number, I remember her telling me something last night. Oh, yeah, she's out of town for a business trip. She's supposed to be back home tomorrow night. What about Aki? Well, I'm not so sure about that. Let me see if he sent me a message. Now that I look at it, I see that Aki did, in fact, send me a message a couple hours ago. Oh, Aki says he's going to spend the night the next 2 days at a friend's house. Little shit took advantage of Mom being away from town to leave without asking for permission. I'll have to give him a piece of my mind later. Well, at least nothing awful happened. At least be glad about that. Anyway, I have to be on my way now. Are you sure you don't want to spend the night over here? Yep, can't do that right now. Don't worry, I'll invite myself to come over when I do have the time. Sure, drop by whenever you want. He waves at me and walks away towards his own house. I open the door with a click, my head spinning with the key, and as I unlock it. I started to feel increasingly worse as I got back home. Didn't even know how tired I was. My fur's a bit damp with sweat. When did I even start sweating this much? I need to lie down. I climbed the stairs to my room. Maybe I should have told Shoichi I wasn't feeling well. He might have stuck around to make sure I'm okay. As I'm almost at the top of the stairs, I decided to take a detour towards the bathroom as a high priority. Oh good, we get to see the bathroom. Lovely stuff. I don't want to see his fucking bathroom. Maybe the pain in my stomach isn't from the blow I took earlier. Oh god, I think I'm gonna be sick. I really have time to open the lid to the toilet and lean my head into it before it happens. Yep, I definitely should have told Shoichi I was feeling like crap. As I spend countless hours cursing my misery, my night slowly ticks away, stuck to the bathroom with constant bouts of pain, nausea, and vomiting. Oh god, he might have gotten food poisoning. My eyes struggle to open. My eyelids feel heavy and unresponsive. No, my whole body feels that way. My throat feels scratchy, hot, and uncomfortable. Somehow, I feel like I'm hot and cold at the same time. I feel as if I had someone sitting on my chest. No matter how much I want to move, my body just does not budge. All I can hear is the sound of a ticking clock. Slowly, I can feel my consciousness returning. As my eyes get adjusted to the brightness, I begin to look around. At least my body can move again. Wait, is this my room? How did I even get here? Last thing I remember was passing out in the bathroom? Breathing? Do I hear someone breathing? I attempt to sit up. Only then do I notice something heavy lying on top of my thigh. Look down and... Shoichi? Cleveland? Cleveland, you're awake. How are you feeling? Like I fought one too many rounds with a kickboxer. What are you doing here? I shuffle around in my bed at that moment. I realize something's missing. I do not feel the familiar sensation of fabric against my fur. I look down and underneath the blanket and... What? Did you take my clothes off? Yeah, sorry about that. You were covered in vomit when I found you, so I don't think you wanted to be wearing those clothes. I gave you a quick rinse and got you back into bed. I also put your clothes in the washing machine. Oh. Sorry for the trouble. Do you have any idea what happened to me? Shoichi gets up from his chair, stretching his back and yawning. How long has he been out for? You didn't show up for class today. I tried to give you a call around 10, but you weren't answering either, so I decided to drop by and check up on you. I hope you don't mind, but I used your spare key, by the way. I don't. What else happened? I found you collapsed in the bathroom. You were looking awfully pale, and I didn't really know what to do, so I cleaned up after you and dragged you to bed. My memory is really fuzzy. I don't remember much of what happened after I came home. I seem to recall feeling sick. There was a lot of puking involved. I remember my legs being so weak I couldn't stand. I'm sorry. Huh? What about? I got a call from Bunta-san, the owner of the food stand we went to yesterday. He called me to check up on my friend after he found out a new supplier sent him a shipment of bad shrimps. That's why I decided to drop by when you didn't show up this morning. So really, this is all my fault. If I hadn't taken you there yesterday, you would have been fine. I'm sorry. Oh, no, you don't have to apologize. I'm fine. I get up from the bed, jumping back at my Hey! And I went by so fast that my mind only registers it afterwards. My legs failed as soon as I tried to put my weight on them, and I fell. Shoichi, who is looking huge right now, by the way, reacted fast and grabbed me before I could hit the floor. Shoichi falls on his knees and he grabs me, my face landing squarely on his chest. Cleveland, are you okay? Jeez, don't be so reckless. You're obviously not okay. You're burning in fever, for God's sakes. My mind doesn't really register his words right away. I try pushing myself away from him, but I can't put any force in my arms. My body struggles to even move. Why can't I? I told you to calm down. You're weak and severely dehydrated. When was the last time you had a drink? Last night at the food cart? Damn, that long ago? We need to get you some food and water in you ASAP. Hold on, I'll go grab you a glass of water. Shoichi grabs me tightly and tries to move me back to the bed. Once his hand touches my stomach, my whole body attempts to pull back, making me yelp in pain. I'll take one thing of this. Maybe this will be the thumbnail, I don't know. Sorry, just bear it for now, okay? Once he's sure that I'm safely tucked into bed, Shoichi gets up. I'll be right back, okay? Please stay still while I'm away.
Hey, Booey. Hey, buddy. What's up? What are you doing? Just hanging out? Okay.
I've never been one to listen to orders before. I try moving around a bit, but my body refuses to do as it's told. I can't even hold a tight grip. Before I even had time to miss him, Shoichi was already back. God, he was so fast. Did he run all the way there? Here you go. Just make sure to... I immediately snatched the water from his hand. Just looking at it makes me realize how thirsty I am. Wait! My entire vision goes dark for a second. A wave of nausea hits me instantly. My stomach begins to churn. Use this! Shoichi pulls a small bucket in front of my face. I grab it tightly as the water I just drank is violently rejected by my stomach. My stomach! Yuck. I was gonna tell you to pace yourself, but you really were in a rush, huh? Your stomach is really upset right now. You just have to take it easy so it has time to adjust. Sorry. Don't worry about it. I'll go empty the bucket and get you another glass of water. Be right back. Just as he gets up to leave, I notice a stain has gotten on the cuffs of his uniform. Shoichi looks down at the spot I'm staring at. Oh, this? Don't worry about it. I'll wash it when I get home. Once again, I'm all by myself. Only now do I realize the sun rays hitting the drapes of my bedroom. Wait, it can't be that late already, can it? I look around for a bit and find my phone on top of my dresser next to my bed. I pick it up and check the time. 13:22. That would be 1:22 p.m. for those of you who do not understand military time. And he said he left class to check on me. It means he's been here for quite a few hours already. He spent all this time taking care of me? Oh God, I can't believe he went through all this just to take care of me. A wave of guilt assaults me. I put the phone down and try getting up again. Even though it told me not to, I just can't stand lying in bed like this. My stomach begins to cramp up and my legs try to resist me at every step. They start shivering uncontrollably and I fear I may collapse. Fucking stay in bed. God damn. I think that choice is obvious. Do we stay in bed or do we try to get up? My vote is obviously give up and get back into bed. Like, stop trying to get up, for fuck's sake. But what do you guys think? Should we keep trying? Aw. I got a zit on the ridge of my nose on the outside. Oh, wow. 2 votes for get up, 2 votes for get down. Give up has 1 more vote. Another vote for give up. McCurdy is saying get up. I'm curious as to why. Another vote for give up. It's the same vote from before. Get down with the sickness. Aw, damn it. He heard me move. He was over there. He had his head resting down. Guess we won't get to see that spoof. You just like that scene better? It doesn't really matter, but you like the scene better. I want to know what that fucking scene is. So let's see why McCurdy likes that one better. I don't care if they object. They're my legs and they should do as I say. I try taking a step and feel my body starting to buckle. Instinctively, I reach out for my nightstand, putting as much force on my arm as I could to break my fall. Crap. It takes me a couple of seconds to stabilize, but I manage to hold myself up somehow. Even though I've barely moved, I'm already breathing heavily and panting. Dry as I might, I feel completely exhausted. But just this much isn't enough to make me give up. I try to take another step, and this time it comes much easier than the last one. Even though my entire body is screaming for me to stop, I refuse to give in. I take a step at a time. I'll be damned if I still stay in bed just because of food poisoning. What are you doing? Oh. Look at the door and see Shoichi rushing towards me. Before I can even react, he's already grabbed my waist and lifted me over his shoulder. Whoa! Seriously, when will you learn? Why are you so strong? He tosses me back on top of my bed. Ow! Please put me down a little more gently. No, that's what you get for not listening to me. He rubs the bridge of his nose, his entire face scrunched up in a frown. Wait, Shoichi, have you gotten changed? No, this? As luck would have it, I decided to pack some extra clean clothes, since today I wouldn't be having volleyball practice. Big coincidence, huh? Well, not that it matters now. Here's your water. Just go slow this time. Take it half a sip at a time if you can. You don't have to stare at the water like that, you know, it's not going to hurt you or anything. But what if I react the same way as last time? Just, we're clear, you haven't poisoned this, right? Just drink the damn water already before you force it down your throat. Alright, calm thyself. I placed the tip of the glass on my lips and let the water run down my mouth. Oh man, I so want to drink this whole thing already. But I can't keep causing trouble for Shoichi. I'm sure he wouldn't like to get puked on again. No bucket this time? You're not gonna throw up. And you know that. I had to take care of Hakota when we were kids and my parents were out of town. Mom gave me a bunch of instructions how to treat food poisoning over the phone. I never forgot them. I guess that's a pretty decent perk of having a trained nurse for a mother. Yep. I know you're supposed to start taking liquids very slowly so your stomach can get used to ingesting stuff again. Then, once you can take a glass of water without throwing up, I'll get you some soup so you can actually have some nutrients in you. Well, I guess I could do worse than water and convenience store soup. You seem to be plenty prepared for this. Yeah, well, I had some time while I was waiting for you to wake up, so I went out and bought some ingredients for the soup. Wait, ingredients? He's not talking about making it from scratch, is he? Please, God, tell me it ain't so. Before I can vocalize my doubts, Shoichi's entire body relaxes. He basically throws himself down on a chair he's placed next to my bed. You alright? Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm just a little tired. I stayed up pretty late working on stuff for the council. You're gonna work yourself to death if you keep this up. I'll be fine, you don't have to worry about me. Really? You're gonna say that after the whole conversation we had yesterday? I thought he had taken my advice to heart. I promise if it gets to be too much, I'll say something, okay? It's just that I honestly don't think it's too bad right now. I still have a reduced workload, so I was just making up for days from some delays I had yesterday. These delays wouldn't happen to be because you took me out yesterday instead of going home to work, would they? Well, kinda. I should have said no to his offer yesterday. Would have been better for the both of us. So, Doc, what course of treatment do you have in mind for me? Really, Doc? Hey, you're the one in charge of treating me, aren't you? True enough. We're not going to do anything too fancy, just plenty of fluids and rest. Was it? What a quack. I knew I should have gone to a real doctor. Oh, I can set that up if you want. Yeah, I'll drag you back to the bathroom floor and I'll leave you lying there without your phone. Then you can feel free to call a real doctor. How can you say something so terrifying with that look on your face? Well, on second thought, that's what I thought. Well, now that it's just a matter of being patient, you'll keep drinking little sips of water every couple of minutes for a while until your stomach gets better. Aye, aye, Capitan. Now it's Captain. Make up your mind already. Despite the burning sensation in my throat, the painful feeling in my stomach, and myself feeling super weak overall, I'm having a surprisingly good time. It's been so long since Shoichi and I had an entire day just to ourselves without worrying about anything else. It feels good to talk to him for a long time, like we used to do when we were kids. Although it was still embarrassing to have him dress me up. I don't know what's worse, being only in my boxer briefs or having someone you've known for over a decade play dress-up doll with your body. Just then, our attention is snapped towards the echoing sound of the doorbell. Someone's here? That's weird. Oh, that's right. I sent everyone a message after I found you. I told them you were sick and that I was taking care of you. Jun-kun and Urushihara said they would come by after class. Oh, Saya-chan asked to tell me she couldn't make it because she had a shift today. She told me to apologize on her behalf. It's no trouble, really. I'm surprised that everyone would go out of the way like this to come see me. What are you talking about? You're our friend, and what do you expect us to do? Jesus, now they're pounding on the door. I better go to let them in before Ujihara breaks your door down. After a minute or two, I start to hear the sound of voices downstairs. Then I hear as they approach, first coming up the stairs, and all three of them emerge from the doorway. Jun and Shoichi seem to be excitedly chatting amongst themselves. Meanwhile, Keisuke ignores the two and walks up to me. Hey, how you doing? After K-kun speaks, Jun seems to be reminded of the fact that I'm sick on the bed, and suddenly he turns to look at me.
Yeah, how you feeling?
Well, I can barely stand, my throat's on fire, I haven't eaten anything since last night, and everything I do ends up coming back out, so, all in all, can't complain. Talk about optimism. So Rod has been caring for you all morning, then? Pretty much. I guess I passed out at some point during the night. Shoichi found me on the floor and brought me back into bed.
What? He managed to lift you? How strong is he?
Scientists are still trying to figure that one out. Har har, very funny. Jun's laughter is all that it takes to lift the mood. Soon enough, we're all laughing together at this silly little joke. Well, either way, Cleveland seems to be doing much better. At least he's not throwing up anymore. My hair is certainly an enigma, an enigmatic thing. I personally think it looks like shit, but it's the best thing for my head, because if it was short, it'd look terrible. My head would look huge, or huger than it already does. Oh well.
Yuck. I didn't need to know that.
He has food poisoning. What'd you expect him to be doing? Baking a cake?
I don't know. I didn't think about it.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh. Hi. Well, not thinking about stuff that's kind of your forte, so I expected this much. By the way, did anything happen in class today, Jun?
Oh, that's right. After Sho-san told me that you wouldn't be showing up today, I decided to take some notes for you. That way you wouldn't miss much.
He pulls out a couple of notebooks from his bag.
I have the pages marked with some paper.
I take one of the notebooks he hands me. Oh, thanks. You didn't have to. This is a bunch of incomprehensible scribbles and... Is that a drawing? You really didn't have to. Oh boy, I need an advanced linguistics degree to translate all this stuff.
It's no problem. I thought you might need these later to study. The teacher said that these would be in our midterms.
Oh god, midterms. Whilst Jun is standing there, beaming with pride to see Keikun flashing me a compassionate look. I spoke to a few upperclassmen from the club and asked them to take notes too. I've compiled all the relevant stuff here for you. He hands a bunch of folders. Wait, are each of these folders separated for individual fields of study and they're color-coded?
But Keisuke-san, I've already given him my notes.
I know, but it doesn't hurt to be thorough, right?
I guess not.
Keisuke winks at me. I feel like I should hug you. I start going through the notes, giving them a cursory glance. Wow, these are thorough. There's a whole chapter on integration and advanced calculus. This is college prep stuff. I don't even study this yet. Yeah, I like to be thorough. I didn't know how much of the stuff you already had, so I got all the info I could. There's no way you did all this between the end of class and getting to my house. I worked on a lot of it during a particularly boring history class, no biggie. I can't imagine an honor student like Keikun doing something like this in the middle of class. Thanks a lot, Keikun.
Hey!
And June. I swear he's easy to please. I brought a couple more chairs. Suddenly, Shoichi emerges from the doorway holding 2 chairs in his arms and starts setting them next to my bed. I didn't even notice you leaving. That's because I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. It seemed like you guys were talking about some important stuff. Speaking of important stuff, Coach asked me to pass on a message. He said once practice starts again, he has a new training menu he wants you to try. It's about time, really. It's about time, really. The training menu I'm using right now is from back when I was in junior high. Yeah, he hasn't really altered yours at all, which is weird because Mizuguchi-san and I both had ours changed quite a few times since I first joined. He's just being lazy as usual. I don't really think so. He might come off as lazy, but he does have a pretty sharp eye for this sort of thing. I guess he just didn't think there was a training menu better suited to you before. Doesn't really sound like Coach. Nah, I'm sure Urushiharu's right. How would you know? Mikado-sensei had to fill in for our coach once he got sick last year. Even though he always looked like he was slacking off, whenever we started practicing, he had this very sharp look in his eyes, as if he was watching for every minor detail. He gave us all a very complete evaluation later. We were actually overwhelmed.
Sheesh, how did your coach react when he saw it?
Threw a fit over how Mikado-sensei wasn't allowed to alter our training menu. Then 1 month later, gave us the exact same training menu, saying he thought of a better menu for us. Now that's someone I wouldn't trust to handle my training. Oh, that's not even the worst part.
What is?
The team believed it. Keikun face palms. So, yeah, I'll give you my coach if you give me yours. Yeah, on second thought, I think I'll hold on to him. Good call. Oh, I just remembered. Shouldn't you be practicing for your competition, June?
What? Oh, yeah, no, it's fine. I had to take a break today anyway.
What happened?
Nothing much. I just think it's better if I take a little break. I wasn't getting anywhere, and this might give me some fresh perspective.
I sense that something fishy is going on.
What? No, there's nothing fishy going on. Nothing is going on. Nothing happened. Just change the subject.
All right, calm down. You must really not want to talk about it if you started chattering like a crazy person.
What? I didn't.
You repeated the same thing 3 times. Alright, guys, give him a break. I can almost see smoke coming out of his head. Keikun and Shoichi both laugh as Jun hangs from his seat, pouting. Calm down, Jun-kun. We're just teasing you a bit.
I don't think I like this teasing.
Hey, before you joined the group, I was the one getting teased.
Oh yeah, how was that like?
Hell. Look at his fucking face. Look at that face. Jesus.
Well, that's not encouraging.
Good, it wasn't meant to be. Alright, Keikun, seriously, give him a break. Why, you never came to my rescue when I was getting teased relentlessly by Mizuguchi-san and Urata. Yeah, but you're sassy by nature, and they were only giving back what you dished out. Jun is far too pure for that.
Why did I feel like that wasn't a compliment?
Because it really, really wasn't. Hey, I didn't mean anything bad by it. You didn't mean anything good, either. Alright, let's change the subject, okay? Sure, what else would you like to talk about? Actually, I'm still a little sketchy as Al Cleveland-san got sick. From the corner of my eyes, I could see Shuichi's ears folding over his head. Actually, that one's my fault. I took him to a food joint in the old shopping district, and he got sick from some iffy seafood. Seriously, someone should report that place to the health department. It's not that diner's fault. He told me that it was his first day with a new supplier, and it was screwed up from their part. Still, a reputable restaurant is supposed to do rigorous checking on all produce and meats that they sell. It's a matter of public health. Not everyone can afford to check every little thing. It's a very simple diner run by one guy alone, and his cleaning standards are already top-notch.
Alright, fine. I'm sorry I mentioned it.
I'm actually surprised that you care about that. I saw you eating yakisoba bread from the school cafeteria today. That's not exactly the cleanest place I've ever seen preparing food.
I didn't have time to pack a lunchbox yesterday, despite desperate times call for desperate measures. I hardly call that a desperate time. The measure, on the other hand. Alright, you know what? Let's just change the subject.
Oh my god. I think we spent more time asking to change the subject than we did actually discussing the subject.
Do you want us to go back to teasing you?
No thanks!
Just a random shot of the bed. I don't know what the fuck that was about. The hours passed by quickly as the four of us chat about all sorts of things. Video games, hobbies, music, daily happenings. It's good to be able to finally sit down and just enjoy some extra time with my friends, even if it is at the cost of my health. He's just sitting on the floor. No, poor boy. Although I could certainly do without Shoichi's constant reminders of needing to take one more sip. After 2 hours like this, I'm about ready to smash that glass into his face. Yeah, and I was told that if I didn't get it done by the end of the month, Oh, Cleveland's time for one more sip of water. Shoichi, I swear to God, can't you at least wait until I'm done talking?
You know he's doing it on purpose to annoy you, right?
You reacting like this is just giving him more reasons to do it.
See, even Jun-kun gets it.
Hey!
I meant that as a compliment. No, you didn't.
Okay.
Don't just buy it so easily. You know, Shoichi, you really ought to Cleveland, the water. Let me finish a sentence, or so help me God. What? You'll try to get up from the bed? Sure, let me watch you fall face first to the floor. Damn it. I think I should get started on that soup. You guys will have to excuse me. I have to go downstairs to cook. Keikun visibly arches upon hearing that.
Come, my condolences, Cov.
Hey, I'm a good cook. Sure you are, and I'm a rock star. Kobayashi's a renowned athlete, and also pigs can fly. Well, Cleveland likes my cooking, right, Cleveland? Keikun leans close to my ear. Blink twice if you need help. I heard that!
Good for you, that means you haven't gone deaf yet.
You know what? I'll show you. I'll make the best soup you've ever had, and I'll make you beg for forgiveness.
Oh wow, I didn't realize we were doing stand-up comedy.
Shoichi leaves the room huffing in a fit. Whoa, what the fuck? Seriously, blink twice if you need any help. I didn't need it before. Now that you made him angry, it'll be 10 times worse. Jun tries to chime in on our conversation.
It can't be that bad, right? You guys are just kidding, right?
Have you ever tried Mystery Food X?
Is that a reference to the Oh.
Jun swallows audibly.
Well, I'd love to stay and have some of that soup, but... Actually, who am I kidding? I'm gonna get as far away from that thing as I can.
You poked a hornet's nest, and now you're gonna throw me under the bus?
I'm gonna throw you so hard you won't even have time to see the bus coming.
I think I should go too. I have things that I need to do.
You're fleeing from Mystery Food X2, aren't you?
Yes.
Oh, come on!
Well, no offense, Cleveland-san, but I saw Odachihara eating the cafeteria's yakisoba bread today. If he can eat that and then say that this is disgusting, then I really don't want to try it. And if Shoichi-san comes back and sees Udashihara gone, he might try to have me eat it in his place. Well, our cafeteria's yakisoba bread isn't that bad. Would you eat it?
Not in a million years.
See?
Fine, leave me to my suffering.
Hey, at least there's a bright side.
Which is?
Hirata's food might kill you, and then you won't have to worry about your food poisoning.
Yeah. Keikun gets up from his chair, grabbing his backpack and putting it on over around his shoulder.
Anyway, it's been fun. Now I gotta flee before my life is forfeit. Good luck in your future endeavors. Bye, turncoats.
Bye!
I have awful friends. Hello, Gabrielle. Hello. How do I feel about the new Smash game? I wish I had it. That's currently how I feel. I think they announced a Persona character. Joker from Persona 5. He's a DLC character, and I'm like, you can get Persona characters, but you can't have fucking Waluigi. I swear to Christ. Hey, where is everyone? They said they had something to do and left. Oh man, I was looking forward to getting rid of that smug look on Unishihara's face. Well, he wouldn't be able to be a smug when he's dead, so you've got that right. Shoichi sets the tray down on my nightstand and shrugs. Oh, well, more for you, I guess. Oh. Yay. Shoichi hands me a plate. It has an acrid, bitter smell. It takes a lot not to gag on the spot. I hope you like it. I tried to make it as nutritive as possible. What did you put in this? Let's see. There's onions, potatoes, scallions, tomatoes, carrots, soy milk, sea slug, zucchini. Wait. Back up a bit. What'd you just say? Zucchini? No, the thing before that. Oh, you mean the sea slug. Yeah, I was a little skeptical at first, but then I remembered hearing about how they're full of proteins and vitamins from this cooking show I saw a couple years ago. I thought they might make you feel better. Why, is there something wrong? There's too much stuff wrong to count! No, it's fine. What other stuff did you put in this? I have never played a Persona game, but I have very much been open to it. Not much else. Let's see, I put flour for thickening, coffee for a stronger flavor, orange juice for acidity, maple syrup for sweetness, and, I put some sports supplements as well for extra vitamins. Oh my god, I'm going to die. Why don't you give it a taste? Well, I was thinking I should let it cool down for a bit, right? Way ahead of you. I served those plates about 10 minutes ago and have been waiting for them to cool down. Oh, great. Go on, try it. I look down at the plate set in front of me. It's green and yellow and a bit blue too, and the texture just looks like a bunch of snot. You can see bits and pieces of roughly chopped. Are these even vegetables? They look mushy and yet hard, as if they were both overcooked and raw at the same time. I gulp many times, trying to summon up the courage to try it. I look up again at Shoichi, and I can see him sitting there, smiling, his eyes almost glinting, his tail wagging uncontrollably. Oh, crap, he's super excited to cook me food, isn't he? How can I say no to that face? Shit, this is how I'm gonna die, isn't it? I wonder what's gonna be written on my epitaph. Here lies Cleveland Grover, poisoned by his best friend's soup. What an unlucky bastard. I take a spoonful of the horrendous liquid and bring it up close to my face. It is a horrible assault on my nostrils from the very beginning. As soon as I put some of it in my mouth, I feel like I'm in danger of throwing up. Whether it's from my weak stomach or from how foul this concoction is, I have no idea. All I know is that I'm over the notion of having food, possibly forever. It's undescribable. It's full of nasty, slimy parts, and then there's chunky parts too, and it feels like I'm downing in actual slime. I'm kind of glad that I'm sick right now, because I get the feeling my body is too weak to fully comprehend the actual taste of this thing. So, what do you think? My throat is burning and my eyes are watering, but somehow I managed to suppress the urge to gag. I look over to Shoichi and his wagging tail. He's just so happy that I can't bring myself to say anything. Yum. I try to pretend to like it, though I'm pretty sure anyone can notice it's fake.
Then again, that's what I thought all those other times he's made me eat his food. Great, enjoy!
Yeah, about that. Could you go downstairs and get me a glass of water?
Sure, just a sec. As soon as he leaves the room, I open the window beside my bed and tilt both plates over it, throwing away all of their nasty contents. I then set them down on the table and close the windows again. When Shoichi comes back and sees my empty plates, he freezes on the spot. What happened to your soup? It was really good, so I couldn't help myself. I was feeling really hungry. Oh, but still, you should have paced yourself. What if this upsets your stomach again? Oh, I don't think there's any chance of that happening. Since I didn't eat it. I'm glad you liked it so much. There's more downstairs. Here, I'll fill another plate for you. What? Somebody kill me already. No, I'm already full. I don't think I can eat anything else. What? But you only had 2 plates, right? That's not enough. You haven't eaten anything else since yesterday. Yeah, but my stomach's still kind of sensitive. So I don't want to overdo it. I'll just leave it for tomorrow. I suppose you're right. Why don't you have some? Hopefully he finally realizes how awful his cooking is, and I'm no longer forced to be subjected to such torture. No, I made it especially for you. I bought some prepackaged sandwiches for myself at the convenience store. Brats. Humming. Shoichi was sitting by the window, merrily humming as he absentmindedly watched the night sky outside. He noticed me watching him and stops what he's doing. He props his knees up under the chair and hugs him close to his body, grinning. What you looking so hard at? I almost start getting flustered, then I notice him giggling and immediately relax. He's only messing with me. Someone's awfully chippered, considering the day we just had. He chuckles. Ow. Maybe. I'm just reminiscing. Oh, care to tell me what you're thinking of? Shoichi hugs his knees even tighter, looking out of the window again, a fond smile on his face. Remember when we were kids and I got sick? I didn't get sick often, so there aren't many times to think of. There are still a few occasions that come to mind. Theirs was this time when both of you and Hitoka got sick. It was also the time where you got sick before a championship match. Oh yeah, that was a bummer. But the one I'm thinking of is from when we just started junior high. I got sick the day before one of your matches, so I couldn't go cheer for you. Yeah, I remember. Back then, Shoichi and I had just started junior high. I was participating in a small tournament organized by the club I went to at the time. Shoichi's mom showed up to cheer for me, to tell me that he couldn't show up because he had bronchitis. As soon as I heard, I just decided I had to finish my matches for the day as fast as I could. Hey, Black Widow. Oh, and hey, anime guy. Sorry, I didn't see your message. I played really sloppy, but it was still enough to overwhelm other players. In the end, I managed to finish today's matches quite ahead of schedule. I rushed to Shoichi's house without even bothering to shower, and just because I was so worried about him. I remember that the first thing you made me do when I came to visit was to take a shower. Well, duh, your friend shows up to your house smelling like a sweaty armpit and dripping in sweat. What do you think I would do? Ask you to cuddle? You spent the rest of the day taking care of me. It was really nice of you. Is this why you decided to drop everything and come over here today? Nah, I would have come over regardless, for good or bad. That's just the kind of guy I am. After he says that, we remain in a comfortable silence. It's true what he said. Shoichi is the kind of person who always does anything for his friends and family, no matter what kind of sacrifices he has to make. You can always count on him to be by your side. Even though I've grown used to it by now, I have a hard time understanding it sometimes. As the clouds shift in the sky, the moon starts getting covered, and the light begins to wane. As if on cue, Shoichi gets up from his chair and walks over to me. He He presses his hand against my forehead and holds the other one against his own. Your fever's gone down. That's good. I guess you should be all better by morning. All thanks to you, really. His hand goes from my forehead to the top of my head, and he starts stroking me slowly. While I'd usually be tempted to push his hand off, this time I feel comfortable enough to just sit there and enjoy the attention. We stay like this for a few minutes. His warm hand softly ruffling the fur on my head is soothing. I can almost drift off to sleep right then and there. Eventually, as I start to doze off whilst sitting upright, I feel a pat on my shoulder. It's starting to get pretty late. I think you should be fine to go to class tomorrow, so it's better if we call it a night here. Yeah, I guess so. Are you going to head home now? Actually, I was thinking of spending the night here, if that's okay with you. It's pretty late for me to be going home, plus I'd like to keep an eye on you for the night, anyway. Sure, I've been inviting you to spend the night for a while, anyway. Yeah, I guess I'll finally take you up on that offer. I'll just take a bath before I go to sleep. I also need to take a bath. The last time I did before I left for school yesterday. It's overdue already. Oh, good, you noticed it on your own. I was worried I'd have to drag you into the bathroom and drown you in the tub. For the record, still not the worst way to die. Really? What do you think that would be the worst than drowning in the tub? Eating your soup. Oh, fuck! Oh, you set the futon for me. Thanks. It's no biggie. By the way, what are you going to do about your school uniform tomorrow? I'll just wake up a little earlier than usual and head home to fetch a clean one. Okay. If I don't wake up at the same time as you, just take the extra copy of the keys with you, and when you lock the door, you can give them back to me at school tomorrow. You still plan on going? Well, yeah, I feel fine. Plus, I can't miss 2 days in a row, and I need to practice. Shoichi shifts his weight around from one leg to the other, repeatedly looking uncomfortable. I don't know if I like the idea of you going back to practice so soon after getting sick. Don't worry, Mom. I told you, I'm already feeling fine. The only reason I was so weak is because of the dehydration. Plus, I've already missed 2 days of practice because of the fumigation debacle. True, but... fine. I don't want to be overdramatic or pushy. I'll just drop it. Thank you. I throw myself at the bed. I spent an entire day lying around like this. I want to actually do something. Well, if you're okay with not getting any sleep and being too tired to study tomorrow, let alone practice, you could, I don't know, play video games all night long. Okay. What? No! I get up, walking over to him and giving him a tap on the shoulder. I have to say, you really do have some great ideas every now and then. I was joking! I don't care. I start making my way downstairs. Come back here, you've got to get to sleep. Nope. Make my way downstairs, turning on the lights in the living room, turning my game console on, and flopping down onto the couch. Come on, you can't be serious. Shoichi followed me downstairs, staring at the TV screen in dismay. Cleveland, come on, you need to rest. I spent the entire day resting. I haven't done anything today. And it's only 10:45? What the hell? I don't even go to sleep at 10:45. Neither do I, but that's just because you're feeling better doesn't mean you are better. You still need time to recover. Shoichi, I'll be fine. 30 minutes of playing video games isn't going to turn me into a zombie due to lack of sleep. Stop being so fussy. Well, I'm not being fussy. Shoichi, I don't know how to tell you this, but you turned into your mother. What? No. I have nothing like my mother. She's bossy and demanding, and she fusses about every little thing. Oh, and her cooking. She's a horrible cook. She'd come up with all these nasty concoctions and that she thought would make us feel better when we were sick. Oh, my God. Yes? I am my mother. Ooh, the big dramatic reveal. McCry, you're not supposed to say my name, apparently. Yeah, my real name is Jacob. Also, thank you. Thank you for the nice comment. Why are my cheeks so itchy today? What the fuck? I showered this morning and everything. What the fuck? Shoichi sits down on the couch next to me, still gaping, massaging the sides of his head with his hands. You alright there? What? Oh, yeah. It's just that... Oh, God, I was trying so hard not to turn into my father, I didn't even think something like this could happen. I'm not being serious, McCry. It doesn't fucking matter if people know my real first name. I had someone guess that my name was Adam because that was what I named a character in extracurricular activities. I'm like, my real first name's not Adam, but I'm not against people knowing, so don't worry. You didn't fuck up. Everything's good. Hey, it's okay. I mean, you're a little fussy. So what? That just means you always have your friends and family in mind, and that's sweet. Maybe. God, I don't even know what to say. Well, you could, except I do. Screw this, let's play video games. He grabs the Player 2 controller and sits back down on the couch with the speed of a sprint runner. Well, that was easy. As I navigate the menus and put on a game for two of us to play, Shoichi pokes me in the side of the stomach, grinning. At least I'm not a bad cook like my mom. Imagine how awful that would be. So close. As an adult, a few days ago, I actually just then realized why the Count is called the Count. It's because he's a vampire, but he also counts things. I think last time we went to the library, so this time we'll go to the tea shop. Look, I'm not a huge fan of tea either, but the idea of going to the library on my day off is just... no. Oh, come on, they have fantasy. They have fantasy there, too. Yeah, but we're going out as friends. What would be the point of doing that if we're just going to go into a corner and read by ourselves? Aw. Yes, I knew you'd understand. Yeah, great. Can we please go already? I can barely feel my arm anymore. Oh, sure. Good guys, follow my lead. That means you stay put, Udashihara. Har, very funny. Just lead the way already. Shoichi leads us to a small, secluded shop that is a little distant from Main Street. The place is mostly empty. Not that I can imagine a tea shop being packed. But the inside looks as far removed from a Japanese tea shop as I can imagine. As soon as we walk in, we're greeted by a small wolf boy who doesn't look much older than us.
Welcome! Can I get you anything?
He flashes us a toothy smile and hands us a small flyer with their entire menu. Wow, it's really compact.
Oh, Radakun, it's nice to see you again. It's been a while since you last came by.
Yeah, I've been getting that a lot recently.
Busy with schoolwork again? You always seem to disappear a couple of times a year when things start to get hectic.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Plus senior year and all that, the pressure to get into a good college just eats up even more of my free time. Shoichi, introduce us? Oh, right. Everyone, this is Tendori-senpai. He was one of my seniors when I was on the volleyball club back when I was in my first year. Tendori-senpai, this is everyone. You call that an introduction? I've gotten more useful information out of the name tag.
Well, we don't have name tags here. This is just a small tea shop after all, and you are?
Keisuke Udashihara. Nice to meet you.
Ah, from the Udashihara Corporation, right? Didn't know Radakun was friends with such a big shot.
Big shot? That's not... I'm Cleveland Grover. It's a pleasure to meet one of Shoichi's former class teammates. The wolf smile widens, flashing us some teeth.
Ah, you're the famous Cleveland I've heard so much about when I was in the club with Radakun here.
Tendori-senpai, not now. The wolf flashes a devious look at the wave from Shoichi.
Radakun here used to talk about you a lot. I think I heard your name more often than any of my teammates that year.
Tendori-senpai.
Now don't be so uptight, Radakun. You should enjoy your youth while you still have it.
You would be more believable if you weren't laughing right now.
Why don't you guys have a seat and call me over when you're ready to order?
Shoichi immediately begins pushing us towards some faraway seats. His attempt at getting us away from Tandoori-san was praiseworthy, but also incredibly obvious. Well, that was something. Keikun speaks up once we're finally seated. Say, Shoichi, did you really talk about... Shut up! Shoichi buries his red face in his arms. You keep saying that and it's gonna turn into your catchphrase. Shoichi shoots him a dirty look, but Keikun cuts him off before he goes to say anything. Yeah, shut up, I got it. Hey June, what are you thinking so hard about?
Huh? Oh, I was trying to decide what I can order from the menu. At least it's not crazy expensive in here.
I can pay for you if you want.
Thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to turn into a mooch.
Unlike some people. Hey, I'm not a mooch. Funny you'd say that, considering I never mentioned any names. Well, I guess if the shoe fits. Don't go around thinking you're oh so slick. I know who you were thinking about. Hey, if the shoe fits, I'll stuff a shoe down your throat.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Sometimes I wonder how you two manage to be friends. Who says we're friends? That does. They would look at each other in the eye and then away in disgust.
Getting some real creepy twins vibes from you two.
Shoichi groans. Seriously though, you two are oddly in sync today. Well, we can't disagree about everything all the time.
That's the exact opposite of what you said earlier.
Well, life's filled with contradictions. Could you please try making some sense? Anyway, what are you guys thinking of ordering? I'm gonna go with, let me guess, green tea. Bingo! Keikun examines the flyer with the undivided attention you'd see from someone reading a very good book. Keikun, that's a very intense look you have on your face right now. Oh, I'm sorry, it's just, I hate tea! He tosses the menu on the table, leaning back in his seat with a heavy sigh. I'll just get a coffee. I don't really have anything of note other than a ridiculous amount of types of tea. This place is kind of lacking in drinks other than tea. They sort of aim towards people who love tea the most. It's one of the biggest selections in the city. I'm sure we could also find something if you like. If I'll have a coffee. Okay, and certainly nothing but coffee. I don't appreciate the mockery. Too bad, I do. This is when it looks like they're going to start arguing again.
Could you two cut it out? There are people staring at us.
The two start looking around and realize that most of the people in the tea shop were staring intently at them. Sorry. Every single time.
Well, of course people would notice. This place is dead quiet. Any sound becomes easy to notice.
How did you realize they were staring at us, though? You didn't even lift your eyes from the menu. Holy shit, we have 32 people watching. Nice.
I have good hearing. I heard people whispering about us.
Oh, great. We barely just come here, and we're already being talked about.
You should keep your voice down, then, if you don't want that.
Jeez, I've never seen Jun-kun being this blunt before.
Well, I don't like having attention drawn to myself, and you guys are getting everyone to look at us, so I'm feeling a bit displeased.
They fall into bewildered silence for a few seconds. Is it just me, or does the fact that he is always goofy just make this now look even more serious? They all nod in agreement.
I think I'm gonna go with the oolong tea. It's not too expensive, and I tend to like it. And maybe I could afford something to eat, too. I also have to eat lunch later. We'll exchange glances between each other, silently sharing our thoughts. Please let us pay for your food. What? No, I don't want to take advantage.
We'll beg if we have to.
But...
No buts, we're paying for it. Before you can disagree, I call Tandoori-san over to the table. I think this would make for a better thumbnail because of the more interesting background. So I'm gonna leave it like this for a second.
Hey, you guys ready to order?
Yeah, can I have an oolong tea, a green tea, 2 coffees, and a rice cracker platter for the 4 of us? Dory writes our order on a small notepad and then taps it with his pen a few times.
Okay, I'll be right back with your order.
He walks back to the kitchen, first stopping by the front door to receive some people who just arrived. There, I ordered. Now we'll just have some shared plate of snacks to eat, and it'll be a waste for you not to eat them.
But...
You didn't have to order for me. Don't worry about it. It wasn't any trouble. No, seriously, you shouldn't have. I hate rice crackers. Is there anything you actually like? In this tea shop, I hardly think so. Seriously, rich guy who hates tea. It's like a bear who doesn't like honey. Now you're just being speciesist. Not all bears like honey. Do you know any that don't? That's beside the point.
If you ask me, that's entirely the point.
Gah. You know, for a guy who looks so cute and innocent, you have a way of cutting into conversation at the exact moment you can cause the most damage. He looks awfully cheeky smiling like that. Well, ignoring his majesty's pickiness. Hey! I was thinking of visiting the park. The cherry trees are supposed to be in bloom today.
Ah!
June's eyes are nearly sparkling with excitement at hearing those words.
It's been years since the last time I saw the cherry trees.
Well, I guess at least one of us is excited for it. It's the same thing every year. Yep. Seriously, did you just come along just to complain? Actually, I was planning on getting new strings for my racket, but that works too. Remind me again, why do I still invite you to these things? Because you love me. Shoichi face palms. You two look like an old married couple. Shut up, shut it. Okay. Anyway, Saya's supposed to get off her shift at 1, and she'll have her own lunch, so I think we'll be leaving the diner at about 2 or so. So if we leave the diner about 2:05, we should get to the park by 2:30. That's assuming the train isn't late, of course. Okay, what exactly are we supposed to do at the park? Sightseeing. We see those sights every year. I know, but Jun-kun was living in a different town for the past 6 years, and it's been a while since he's visited Omiya Park. I figured he'd enjoy walking around and visiting the stalls. And the rest of us are supposed to die of boredom in the meantime? We'll be walking around the park in a group of 5 people. If you manage to get bored doing that, then you certainly deserve a prize. Keisuke places his head down on the desk and groans loudly.
Again, people whispering.
Sorry. Look, it's all well and good that you've planned out this whole outing for Kobayashi's sake, but aren't we all supposed to be enjoying ourselves here? Going out in this ridiculous heat to a park that's far as hell away from my house just to see some cherry trees I see every single day is pushing it. They're not even all that they're cooked up to be. It's not really all that fun.
What's wrong with the cherry tree?
No, don't. I'll tell you what's wrong with them. Shoichi and I both groan loudly. Back when I first moved into my current house, my father decided the best way to make me feel comfortable was to have a bunch of cherry blossoms planted just outside the gardens at our home.
Wait, you actually had cherry blossoms planted at your house?
Yes, now please let me finish. Anyway, eventually when the trees grew big enough to blossom, he decided to invite a bunch of his friends to come appreciate the sight. Those friends of his, of course, had to bring their horrible, spoiled kids with them. So while the adults were outside taking a tour through the cherry blossom garden, I was forced to stay inside with this big, mean bulldog kid who kept tormenting me for the whole day. And when they were finally gone, my dad told me they'd be repeating this tour for the rest of the week.
So?
What do you mean, so? Cherry blossoms are the reason I was bullied for a whole week as a kid.
What? That's your big reason?
Yep, it is.
Well, it's ridiculous.
Also, yep. Hey, none of you were there.
I don't care if I wasn't there. What sort of backwards logic did you use to end up blaming the cherry blossoms? What's wrong with you?
What? Now you're just being mean.
Well, you're dead inside. Should I come back later?
Oh, damn, we didn't even notice him coming back. Oh, not at all, actually. Do you have any popcorn? This is hysterical. Yeah, shut it, got it. Just get back to fighting.
Well, I wasn't, but I...
Only then did June finally realize that this little outburst had landed everyone's eyes directly on him.
Sorry.
Dendori-san sets our bowl of crackers and our beverages on the table and leaves us. Well, that's a way of stopping an argument. Who says I was trying to stop it? Pick one of the crackers and plop it in my mouth, smiling smugly, or smiling smigly at Shoichi. Well, at least one of us is having fun. So much fun. Well, since you enjoyed that, why don't we talk about the stupid things you hate for a second? Go right ahead, I have no such things. Oh yeah, one word. Milk. What? It tastes weird. Fuck you, I like milk. It's my favorite beverage. No, it doesn't. It tastes like milk. I'd understand if you were allergic, but you're not. You hate milk? Hey, don't laugh at me, Mr. I hate cherry trees. Keisuke opens his mouth to say something, but no words come out from it. He ends up leaning back against his seat again and looking away. Okay, this is how you want to play, huh? Shoichi hates rock music.
Why, what?
Dude, you hate rock music? It's just noise.
Guys!
Dendori shows up once again, a perplexed look on his face.
Would you please keep it down? The other patrons are complaining about you.
Sorry. After giving us a warning, he walks away, leaving all of us looking awkwardly to the side, to the disapproving faces of the other patrons.
You're right, this is funny.
We all start glaring at him, causing his to stop laughing and look down awkwardly. Look, I'm sure we all get a little bit carried away. How about we just pretend nothing ever happened? Okay, agreed.
All right.
We sit around in uncomfortable silence, looking down at the table without touching our food. I once caught Urata dancing in the student council room when he thought no one was around. No! We all turn to stare at Shoichi. You want to play with fire? I can play with fire. Urata want... Please, let's not do this again. But he started it. I don't care. Behave. Fine. Seriously, though, dancing? I was bored.
What sort of dance was it?
No kind of tango. Wow, why? Right, you behave too. It's bad enough that I have to chaperone one man-child. Now I have to have a second one on my back. Are you calling me a man-child? What now? Not explicitly. What, you suck. Thank you. That wasn't a compliment. Too bad I took it as one. Just shut up and eat. All right. I grab a handful of rice crackers and cram them all into my mouth. I sound like I'm speaking complete gibberish because of all the food in my mouth. And I'm the man-child. 30 minutes later.
No, the lynch...
Oh, fuck that. I don't even fucking care. Oh, that explains it. I thought it was just some sort of super boss that became immune to his... Fuck it.
Nah, that was...
I don't fucking care. Look at... Shut up. Shut up. For the past 10 or 20 minutes, Shoichi and I sat in silence, hearing those two have an excited discussion about the latest installment in the Fantasy Universe series. Fantasy Universe. There's been no chance for us to either weigh in or change the subject whatsoever. But wouldn't have, I don't give a shit.
Only if you who gives a fuck.
In that case, I should also try. Shoichi taps me on the shoulder, leaning in and whispering on my ear. Do you understand anything they're saying? All I can give from this conversation is that Kei-kun likes RPGs and I apparently do not. Even though I actually do like them, this conversation is just so incredibly boring. I have gotten into RPGs before, but never like this. You know, I was actually thinking of trying that game, but I think I'm over it.
I hadn't really thought about it this way, so the ending you
think they notice if we slipped away? I think they wouldn't notice if a bomb dropping in for top of us. What do you say we pay the bill and leave? You don't think that'd be a little rude?
Anyway, I'm looking forward to try Dungeon Master 3.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the series. Screw this, I'm out. Shoichi gets up and leave, and I decide to follow him. We barely managed to take 2 steps when...
What do you think, Shoichi-san?
For the first time since our conversation started, someone decides they want our input on it. Damn it. Where are you two going? Well, how can I... When I see his brain is frozen trying to look for a response, I slap him atop the head. We were going to the bathroom! That seemed to work, but...
Together?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, Cleveland wanted to show me something.
Who gives a fuck?
What?
What?
Yeah, Cleveland said there was something on his butt that he wanted to show me, right, Cleveland? No, you psycho! Jesus, how can you be that bad at lying? You're gonna ditch us, weren't you? No, yes. Shoichi immediately turns to me, bewildered. Why? Oh, please, like they're going to believe us the stupid excuse you made up. Oh, we're going to the bathroom because you're going to show me something on his butt. What are you, 8? You suck at lying. What? No, I don't. Yes, you do.
Yeah, you kind of do, yeah.
Shoichi hangs his shoulders, defeated.
Why were you ditching us? Oh, were we talking too much? I'm sorry, I didn't even notice. Who gives a fuck? Hey, who give it a fuck?
I can't do an Italian accent. Especially, it's hard for me to mix voices and accents, so... It's because I'm not a good voice actor. Good voice actors can do shit like that. I fucking can't, because I suck.
I'm sorry, I didn't even notice.
June swearing my boy's growing up so fast.
Fuck you, Dad!
So basically, you drag us all here with the pretense of having a good time. When we finally start doing that, you decide it's annoying and try to run away. It's kind of crappy of you two. But it was Cleveland's idea. Hey! Sorry, it just had to get the attention off of me. Didn't really work. You know what? Let's just move on. I want to swing by the sports gear store anyway. Wait, who says we're going there? You dragged me out to do something I hate and then tried to ditch me in a tea shop you wanted to come to in the first place. Need I say more? Let's just go to the damn store.
Oh yay, I've never been to a sporting goods store before.
I guess I could use some new tennis shoes anyway. Do you even have money in your budget for that? I've been saving up for it. I just wasn't planning on buying it this month.
Oh wait, is there even time for us to go around to the shops before we get to the diner?
Shoichi pulls his phone out of his pocket, presses the button lighting up the screen. Well, it's still 11 a.m. I think we can walk around for a bit and still get there by 1. So I should get off of work at that time, so you might be able to join us to eat. Oh, shit. What, buh? You show up now. God damn. Fuck you, Dad. That's my boy. I wouldn't bet on that happening, but sure, 2 hours to walk around should be plenty of time. We all walk to the counter and pay our bill. Jun tries one more time to convince us to let him pay for his portion, but we just ignore him. Please come again! Dori-san sees us off with a cheerful grin and a bow, waving as we leave the store. And we've seen this scene before. God damn it. We didn't skip much at all. Let's see. Shoichi should be in the volleyball section. And that is... there he is. I find Shoichi holding a volleyball ball. A volleyball ball. Volleyball ball. It's a volleyball ball, yes. It's a volleyball ball. Ooh, the volleyball ball. Volleyball ball. Shalabala. La 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 la. Da na 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 na. Na 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 na. Tossing it between his hands and giving it a few squeezes. Too soft. Hey, what are you up to? Shopping for my birthday gift? Oh, sure, your birthday is in 3 months, and yet here I am shopping for a gift already. Ah, and you wanted to make sure you buy it early so you wouldn't run into the risk of running them out of stock. How nice. Yeah, that is just blatantly the Nike logo, isn't it? He puts the ball back on the pedestal and grabs hold of another one. For real, though, what are you doing? Trying to find a new ball. My old one's a bit worn. Oh, don't you pick a random one? Not like you get to play with your own ball during matches. Exactly. That's why I'm trying to find something as close to standard issue as possible. If I get used to a ball that's too light or too heavy, it'll mess up my game. Plus, there's always the matter of durability. What's even the point if you only practice at school either way? Well, I need to have a practice partner to train my setups. Unfortunately, this store doesn't sell practice partners. It does, however, sell balls. Balls. Which I can at least use to practice my serve. You know, you should stop refining your serve already. The thing's scary enough as is. He shrugs. I figure I'm already golden on the accuracy front, but my serve isn't really all that potent yet. You kidding? Your arm's a friggin' cannon. It can't hurt to improve. Me scoring a ton of service aces can't end up hurting our chances in the inter-high. Are you sure you're not trying to do everything on your own? Now you're just trying to score all the points by yourself. Oh, I've been broken. I've been broken for a long time. I still have it. I still fucking have it. Still have it. And it still tastes like chalk. It's such a disappointment. So I also had one of the gummies, and it tasted like absolute shit. Not all the points, just as many as I can. You say potato, I say potato. He chuckles, giving me a small pat on the back. Don't worry, I promise I'm not biting off more than I can chew. It's just that practicing is fun. For you, at least. It's always a wonder seeing how many players come out from your court barely able to walk after you handle practice. Oh, come on, that's not fair. I'm not that strict on them. Didn't you have 4 first years quitting on the first week this year? Well, look, I won't say anything, okay? Just try to match up your teammates' pace before you end up killing someone. Will do. Oh, hey, this ball's pretty close to what I want. He never changes, does he? 20 minutes later, skip! We already fucking... Oh, okay. I don't... Good. A little rest on my throat a little bit. This one doesn't really change anything, so I'll just do the same thing we did last time. Fan doesn't even begin to describe it. What are you talking about? Really, what's he like? He has... Oh, this is him talking about his dad. He has all your matches from the past 4 years recorded. He rewatches them often, and he always shows up to your games, even when they're halfway across the country. Whoa, that sounds like you should get a restraining order on him, Cleveland. No offense. It's fine. My dad means well, but he can definitely be a little intense. Well, I can certainly see a family resemblance. What do you mean? Keikun sighs over the bridge of his nose in exasperation, and onward we go. Onward we go. Yeah, Saya definitely needs more, and needs more animations. Especially consider, I mean, she's the second most, she's the second most important character after the main three, considering how often she appears in the plot. But she's not a dateable character, so I can imagine that's probably why she hasn't gotten any other stuff. So this is different because we aren't familiar with his panic attacks. Praise Shoichi. Praise him. Praise him. I don't mind it. I don't really mind your smell. What? And onward we go. Hey, awesome. Hug the man. This is oh god, the music is going nuts. I haven't watched any rehearsals. This is all just different text because we haven't actually been watching him rehearse. Feel it echoing deep in my chest. It's so god damn it. Alright, and here's a big difference. Shoichi! Shit! That's right, Shoichi asked me to go out with him today. I was sitting on the rooftop like I do sometimes. Cloud gazing helps me keep my stress at an acceptable level. Oh, I knew you'd be here. Shoichi showed up, looking down at me with a mix of annoyance and amusement. God damn it. Hold on, guys. Ah. Oh, this is a great scene, huh? Good thing I didn't quit end this stream like I was planning on doing then. Shoichi showed up looking, I already said that. I get the feeling that we've done this a lot over the years. What was it this time? Too much homework, incoming tests are leaving you stressed? Not sure. It wasn't uncommon for me to feel on edge from time to time, be it from popping my back, which feels good. Oh, Christ. Be it home life, schoolwork, or everything that was going on with my tennis career. There was always something to tick me off and make me feel stressed. Being lazy was my major outlet. Shoichi sits down on the ground next to me, and I can see him staring at my face in curiosity for a few seconds. Then he turns his eyes towards the sky, watching the clouds. He curves his body forward, hugging his knees as he looked up. We sit in silence for a few minutes, merely watching the clouds as they fly by. It might be silly, but it really does help me to relax. You know, Shoichi starts to talk. Spare me the lecture. Before he even has time to finish his sentence, I already cut him off. Rude, you don't even know what I was going to say. It's you. Of course you were going to give me a lecture about missing class and how that will reflect poorly on my college admittance exams. Then I'd have to remind you that I don't even plan on taking those, yada yada yada. It's the same argument we have every time. Pick a new topic already. I give a fleeting glance in his direction. Seeing that look of annoyance on his face really feels refreshing somehow. I guess you really do know me well. It's been over 10 years. I expected it's expected that I would by this point. I guess that's true. Shoichi starts rocking his body sideways as he hums a familiar melody. For some reason, I can't seem to recall where I've heard this before. Still, it's a very pleasant tune. Shoichi continues humming happily, not realizing I've begun to watch him. Seeing him look so happy also does wonders for my mood. More so than any clouds in the sky could. Shoichi finally seems to notice that my attention has turned to him. What is it? My heart seems to skip a beat for a second there. I have to look away to hide the fact that I'm suddenly blushing. Why am I blushing? Oh, it's nothing. I hear Shoichi chuckling, but I still don't turn to look at him. Is that so, huh? Shoichi starts humming again. Hey, Cleveland? He starts humming very quickly, suddenly calling out to me. Reflexively, I turn to look at him. What is it? Shoichi leans forward against his knees, resting his chin on them as his eyes start looking sideways at me. Do you remember this song? Huh? What kind of question is this? You mean the one you're humming? Yeah. Shoichi nods. Where was it I heard that song before? It sounds really familiar. I remember it. If you have a choice. Really? It's the one that was playing at the Moon Festival we went to as kids. When was that again? 6 years ago? Huh? Shoichi stares at me in complete bewilderment for a few seconds. Doubt starts creeping in. Could that be that I was wrong? And he suddenly nods energetically, looking incredibly pleased with himself. You do remember. I'm glad. Shoichi starts laughing. He seems so innocent and unguarded. I can't help but start laughing myself. I remember. We start laughing like two idiots for a few seconds, just enjoying the moment. That's right. The song suddenly popped back up in my mind this morning. I don't know why. It just reminded me of how long it's been since we last went to the festival. Well, we always seem very busy around that time at the festival, so it's no surprise. Shoichi nods. That's also true. That's kind of sad when I think about it. It doesn't help that the festival only happens during one of the busiest seasons of the year. Our city's Moon Festival happens mid-June, just when one of the major tennis tournaments is going on. It's also right in the middle of the inter-high qualifiers, so Shoichi has always been very busy with his team in later years. In the end, we haven't managed to attend together once in the last 6 years. Feels a bit sad when you think about it. Damn it. Now that you mention it, I really want to try going to a festival again. It's really been a while. The fuck? Oh. Last time I attended was our first year. But you weren't doing too hot back then and didn't want to go with me. Don't remind me. It was back during the peak of my slump. I was sitting around and feeling pity for myself most of the time. It's embarrassing to even think about it. Hey, how about we go together this year? You forgot the part where we're both probably going to be super busy by then? Well, do you know for a fact that you won't have at least one free day during the festival? Well, the city's festival starts on Friday, going all the way to Sunday. So it might be possible for us to meet up then, but I might have the time. But we don't know if you will. We can't make arrangements like this without knowing. That's true. But I want to go to the festival. Shoichi starts throwing a temper tantrum. As comical as the image of an 18-year-old that's almost 2 meters tall flailing around in a tantrum is, it's also a little bit weird. What are you, a kid? That's cruel. His switch suddenly goes off. Jeez, when we're both alone together, he seems so easygoing, and then it's like hanging out with a completely different person. Just accept reality already. The chances of us two going out to the festival together are stupidly small this year. Well, what is it? Just spit it out already. Now that I think about it, that's not entirely true. We could go to a festival if we wanted to. Well, I don't know of any festivals in town, save for the Moon Festival. Then you're in for a treat. Will you be free on Saturday? I should be. Why? Oh, no reason in particular. Except that you'll be going out with me, of course. There's one festival going on in town this Saturday, and I'm absolutely going to take you there. Which festival is this? That, my friend, will be a surprise. I groan, already anticipating the worst. Right, that's why I had an alarm blaring early in the morning on a weekend. I know I promised to go out with him, but I'm so groggy right now that the idea of getting up feels like a chore.
Aniki, you aren't up yet?
Aki opens my door, appearing his little head inside for a few seconds. As soon as he realizes that I'm looking right at him, he walks inside and closes the door behind him.
Jeez, you're still in bed? How long have you even planned on sleeping for?
Just 5 more minutes, Aki. I cover myself with my blanket, completely obfuscating? Obfuscating? Obfuscating. Render obscure, unclear, or unintelligible. Obfuscating. God. I wonder if Decker can draw. I drew that. Probably the cutest fucking thing I've ever drawn. It's a little turtle. Turtle with a top hat. But if you want to know if I can draw, check me out on Instagram. I do, sometimes I do, abstract anxiety doodles. Obfuscating my view. Aki sighs audibly. He mutters something that I can barely hear.
What a useless little brother you can be sometimes.
Hey, Aki, what the hell did you just say? I immediately stand up on my feet, yep, on top of my bed, looking at my little brother who just stares up at me with a blank expression.
Oh, you're up now. Since you're up already, why don't you head downstairs now? Shoichi has been waiting for you for over an hour already.
Without missing a beat, Aki says whatever he wants and leaves. Wait a second. That little bastard played me! I should have known. He knew I'd get angry and just would get up if he said that. Seriously, getting played by my little brother like that, it's a bit... Wait, what was that last part? Hey, Aki, what'd you just say? He spins around in place and looks at me.
Huh? I thought I made myself pretty clear.
I mean the part about Shoichi being here.
Oh, he came over at 8:30. He's been waiting for you for over an hour.
What?
You probably shouldn't keep him waiting much longer.
I'm left scrambling to get dressed as fast as I can. Shit, why is Shoichi even here already? We said we'd meet up at 10. As I ran into the living room, still hastily shoving myself inside a random shirt, to see Shoichi sitting on the couch, chatting with my little brother. Oh, you're up. About time. He flashes me a cheeky grin as he gets up from his seat and come greet me, extending his hand for a handshake. What are you even doing here? Really? That's the first thing you said to me? Not nice to see you, Shoichi, or how have you been, Shoichi? Alright, fine. I grab his hand and give him a firm handshake. Nice to see you, Shoichi, how have you been? Also, what the hell are you doing here? You wound me, Cleveland. But to answer your question, I came over because I thought we could chat while you got ready. That's why that way we could also head out together instead of meeting at the station. So you showed up an hour and a half before we were supposed to meet? Shoichi shifts around, crossing his arms and looking as if I had offended him. Of course not. I'm not stupid. We agreed to meet at 9. I was half an hour early. What? No, you weren't. We agreed to meet at 10. I even set up my alarm for 9:30. You seriously think we were meeting at 10? I nod. He reaches into his pocket, pulls out his phone. Here. Hey, look at our little picture. Look at our little picture up there. We're cute. We're all set tomorrow, yeah. What time we meet again? Really, you forgot? Again? Now I'm just making sure. 9 a.m. Got it. Don't you dare be late. I won't. Jesus. Relax, Mom. ... See what it says? 9 a.m. 9! And I warned you not to be late. What? You have anything to say in your defense? Tee-hee, I made a mistake. I stick my tongue out trying to act cute and innocent. Oh, Jesus. Ow! She was giving me a karate chop to the head, making me see stars. Don't try to pull this off the Moe act. You're neither a girl nor are you cute. You didn't have to hit me so freaking hard. Hard? Pff, don't make me laugh. If I had actually hit you hard, I would have probably cracked your skull. What the hell are you, the Incredible Hulk? I just have a little bit of upper body strength.
A little bit is an understatement. By the way, why didn't you just wake me up if you knew I was late?
Well, what? You looked really peaceful in your sleep, so I didn't want to disturb you.
And what's the real reason?
Well, I'm being serious. I thought you could use the sleep, that's all. For some reason, Shoichi is suddenly acting very flustered.
Shoichi needs telling the truth, Aniki. I told him to wake you up a bunch of times, and he refused.
Really? Doesn't sound like the Shoichi I know. Well, there it is. Corroboration for the best possible witness. Aki grins, looking maliciously at Shoichi.
Yes, in fact, I'm pretty sure he muttered, "He looks so cute when he's asleep," when he thought I wasn't listening.
What? I didn't.
Nice, not to mention you telling me, no, let him sleep, it'd be too cruel to wake him up.
Aki-kun, shut up! I didn't say that. Aki starts laughing uncontrollably. To be honesty.
To be honesty.
Seeing Shoichi flustered like this is very amusing for some reason. I can't resist laughing like a complete idiot. You both suck. No wonder you're brothers.
Hey, if you didn't want me to parrot it back to my brother, then you shouldn't have said it in earshot of me.
What? No one likes a snitch, Aki-kun.
As far as I know, no one likes the creepy guy who watches other people sleeping either.
Talk about sass. That's it. Come here, you brat. Oh, they're running. Shoichi starts chasing Aki around the house in what can only be described as a surreal scene. When did we turn into early 16s American cartoon? Hey, Shoichi, we're already late. Shouldn't we get going? Oh, right. As if he's suddenly snapped back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. Every time. Why does that phrase is so common? Shoichi lets go of Aki, whom he had captured. Aki then proceeds to run behind me to hide. What are you, 8?
Hey, I might be young, but at least I can wake up on time for my appointments.
You prat. Alright, before I'm forced to bear witness to a murder, shouldn't you eat something before we leave? I thought that since we were pressed for time, I should buy something on the way. Pressed for time? We're not pressed for time. It's a festival. It starts at night. Well, I didn't know that. If it only starts at night, why the hell do you want me to wake up at 8:30? I thought we could spend the day together, kind of like when we were kids. I simply stare there, giving Shoichi a blank look. What?
You woke me up early. For no reason.
Shoichi reaches toward me and flicks me in the forehead. Ow! You'll have a ton of opportunities to sleep in, lazy boy, but we always have the opportunity to spend time together. Did you already forget how ridiculously little free time I have? I groaned, crossing my arms and looking away in frustration. Alright, I guess you're right. Where are we going, anyway? Ramen! I'm gonna need a little more to go on here. You remember that ramen restaurant close to the old club? It hosts a special food challenge on Saturdays.
Ah, you mean Sakura Ramen and the super spicy special Sakura Ramen challenge?
Funny how you just know these things. Aki suddenly chimes in on the conversation.
I swear to God, I nearly forgot he was here.
That's right, that's the one. Aki smiles, suddenly looking very amused.
Common sense tells me that I should probably try to convince you not to go there, but if it's you, then I'm pretty sure it'll be no sweat.
Have you tried the challenge before, Aki-kun?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago. It wasn't a pleasant experience. I could barely eat more than a few bites of it, and my eyeballs felt like they were on fire. My tongue went numb, I could barely breathe, my throat burned more than Aniki's fur when he first tried cooking an American barbecue last year.
Hey! Aki arched his eyebrows, looking defiantly at me.
It's true, we couldn't even sell the grill because you got so pissed off when it singed your fur that you broke it into 1,000,000 pieces.
Oh, so that's how it happened. You never heard anything about it. My lips are seals. I said that wrong on purpose, because I think the phrase, my lips are seals, is funny. It's from, MASH, I think. I think it's from MASH. My former favorite show of all time. Now my favorite show of all time is My Hero Academia, because I'm such a popular fucking person. I just pay attention to all the popular trends. Because, my favorite show can't be something from fucking 30, 40 years ago. No, it's got to be something that people nowadays know. I suck. Sure, until you find the time when it could cause the most damage. Well, anyway, that sounds a lot better than I thought. I can't wait to try it out. Do you want to come with us, Aki-kun? Aki scratches the back of his neck, smiling awkwardly.
Sorry, I've already made plans.
Oh, is that some blushing I see?
Well...
Don't tell me that. A little someone is going on a date. Well, don't be ridiculous, Show.
Kinda, yeah.
What? Aki looks down at the floor, his face tinted red.
Well...
You're going on a date? With whom? When? How did that happen? Where are you going? Why didn't you... Right, oh, right. Settle down, Mary Poppins. You don't need to scrutinize every little thing he does. You're not his nanny. But he's my baby brother. He has no idea what he's doing. Of course I need to scrutinize everything he's doing.
Hey, I'm already old enough to go on dates.
You're 12.
And a half. And a half.
Fuck. Also known as 12. Shoichi gets behind me and starts pushing me towards the front door as I kick and flail around trying to fight him. Okay, let's give Aki-kun a little room to breathe, shall we? Let's get this annoying bro-con older brother out of your fur, Aki-kun. But he can't... who the hell are you calling a bro-con? From the corner of my eyes, I see Aki grinning as he begins waving at us.
Have a nice day.
Aki, we'll talk about this when I get back. When I'm promptly shoved right out the door. Even though it's still pretty early, there's still a little bit of a crowd walking around the train station. Jeez, how long do you plan on sulking? It's been an hour already. I can't believe you didn't let me talk Aki out of it. Talk him out of it. He's almost a teen. How is he going to start dating? He's going to start dating sooner or later. Why not take this chance to show him you can trust him to do the smart thing? Plus, Aki-kun. When was the last time... When was the last thing he did something dumb? Yeah, that definitely should have been the last time. That kid is way too mature for his age already. Kind of the opposite of some older brother I know. I snort. You disagree with me and insult me in the same breath. Kind of cruel if you ask me. With that smooth voice, he was destined to be a ladies' man. What can I say? I'm good at multitasking. If the tables were turned and this was your sister instead, the thought of allowing her to go on a date would be inconceivable to you. Hitoka isn't stupid. I know she wouldn't go out on a date with a schmuck. Plus, I'm the last person who should be interfering in her life, really. I roll my eyes, making him giggle. Fine, whatever. I'll still ask Aki for details on what happened when I get home. Sure, just make sure he doesn't have a girl with him in his room when you barge in. What would she be doing in his room? Oh, you know. Puzzle. My brother is 12. Please don't talk about him doing puzzles. Shoichi's laugh bellows so loudly that the people down the street turn to look at us. That's so loud, sheesh. Sorry, you're just too much of a doting father, even though you're only his brother. It just makes me laugh. What's wrong with me worrying about him? I don't know. I don't care how old he is. He's still my baby brother to me. Shoichi pats me in the back. There's nothing wrong with it. On the contrary, I really like this caring side of yours. Just dial it down a little. If you try controlling him too much, he's going to end up turning on you. Point taken. Oh my god, this picture has real fucking people in it. Look. Oh god. This is jarring. I don't fucking want to see real ass people in this game. This is fucked. We reach the entrance to a traditional ramen restaurant and see a giant line formed in front of it. Alright, exclusive food challenge only on Saturdays. Of course there'd be a line. Wait here, I'm gonna put our names on the waiting list. Shoichi disappears amongst the sea of people as he goes up to the clerk standing in front of the line. Standing at the end of the line, I should say. Sheesh, talk about a lousy job. Having to stand outside all day taking account of the people outside. My feet hurt just thinking about it. I decided to check my phone and kill the time until Shoichi comes back. Let's see, no new messages, no new emails. Alright, there's a message in my junk folder. What does it say? Jeez, that list's long. I said it would be at least 40-minute wait in Cleveland. What's wrong? I only noticed Shoichi next to me when he puts his hand on my wrist and lowers my phone. Shoichi? Sorry, I didn't know she coming back. I just saw an email I got last night. Oh, this should be good. What's it about? I look over the email again, rereading it for a third time. It's an endorsement offer. Let me guess. You're chucking this one in the trash bin like the others? I don't know. Shoichi's eyes immediately go wide. He walks up to me, putting a hand on my forehead. I push him away. What are you doing? Making sure you're not sick? Why would you think I'm sick? Shoichi puts both of his hands on his wrist and cocks his head sideways, looking at me with disbelief. You've always been adamant about refusing any and all endorsement offers until you go pro. Yada, yada, yada. Don't want them to think they own me. Yada, yada, yada. First of all, I don't sound like that. Second of all, it's mostly true. What about this time? Why are you suddenly hesitant? Because... I tap on my phone screen and zoom on a logo of the email harder, letting Shoichi look at the screen. Regent. Regent? They're the biggest tennis sportswear company in the world. I know! Why do you think I hesitated? You don't turn down an offer from Regent. Look at my phone screen again, uncertain of what to do. I turn on my phone screen and shove it back in my pocket. You're not going to respond to them? Not now. I'm not sure what I'd even say. Say yes. That would fly in the face of my own policy, which is a stupid policy anyway. I choose to ignore that comment. And it would make me look like a hypocrite to the companies I turned down when I said I didn't want to be tied down to a sponsor until I went pro. And that one makes a bit more sense. You don't say. I give him the best snarky comment I can muster. I think I'm all snarked out. That was pretty mild compared to my usual standard. Well, Shoichi bites his lower lip. I don't think I'm the best person to be offering you this advice, considering the fact that I just turned down a few endorsement offers as well. 5, to be exact. Of course you'd be keeping count. Well, anyway, I still think you should take it. Oh, really? Why is that? Well, Shoichi looks around and notices that there are a few vacant seats in the waiting lounge around outside the restaurant. He grabs my hand and leads me by the arm to them, getting us both to sit down. You should think about how this would affect the beginning of your career. You're planning to go pro at the end of the year. By the way, I won't start that discussion about you going to college before you going pro because I don't want to start an argument again, so don't worry about that. I shrug. Shoichi slowly nods upon seeing my response and starts talking again, measuring his words. But you don't think that you should, start accruing funds? Knowing you, I imagine that you'd want to take part in the biggest tournament possible right after going pro. That would require traveling abroad. A company might hesitate to cover the cost of that for a player they just signed with. On the other hand, if they've been sponsoring you for a whole year already and you've produced good results during that time, that might be incentive to do that. I'm taken slightly aback by his words. I hadn't really thought of that I haven't thought that far on the whole thing. But then again, I guess it's pretty much like him to have given things this much thought. Let me guess. This is something you've been wanting to tell me for a while already, but couldn't find a good way to bring up the subject. Can you blame me? It's kind of hard to figure out what will make you blow up, and you've always been a bit touchy on the subject of your career. I nod, trying to think over his words. I'm suddenly hyper-aware of the weight of my phone in my pocket. Just knowing that I have a message from Regent there. I'll think about this after I get home. If I spend our time together worrying about this, then you won't have any fun. Oh, since when do you worry about that? I know how much you've been looking forward to this. What are you talking about? How would you even be able to tell? I grin. Your tail's been wagging non-stop since we got out of the house. It still is, in fact. Shoichi's eyes widen as he looks back, noticing his tail wagging frantically behind the seat. His body suddenly goes stiff as his tail freezes. His face suddenly looks flushed. You saw nothing. I chuckle, giving him a friendly punch on the shoulder. I don't know what you're talking about. Thanks. After I finished all that paperwork, I found out that our treasurer had gotten things mixed up and our actual budget was only half the amount he specified at first. Sounds like you guys have a ton of problems with over-budgeting, huh? After about 30 minutes, we were still waiting for our names to be called. Although I'm fairly certain we should be the next ones. I don't understand how many people can mess up so often. This is what you get for being, too competent. People start slacking off because they know you'll cover for them. I shouldn't be forced to slow down my pace just because they don't want to work. I grin. I never said you did. Shoichi looks at me in confusion, opening his mouth to answer me. Shoichi! The clerk calls for Shoichi's name as we reflexively stand up. That's us. We walk towards the clerk, a red panda, and he crosses Shoichi's name off the list. 2 people, correct? Shoichi nods. Right this way, please. The clerk leads us inside to a couple of empty seats in front of the kitchen. All of our tables are preoccupied at the moment, so I hope this will suffice. It's plenty, thank you, sir. Red Panda smiles, handing us a pair of menus. Take your time to decide what you'll have. You may call one of the waiters when you're ready to order. Shoichi shoots me a glance from the corner of his eye and smiles at the clerk again. That might take a while, I hope you don't mind. The clerk follows his gaze and flashes a knowing grin, nodding. Of course, sir. He leaves to go back to the entrance, leaving us two sitting inside the busy restaurant. I already know what I'll order, so you go ahead and decide. I'll be on my phone to pass the time. I'll check to see if you're ready to order in about 30 minutes or so. Hey! Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a little too time for you? too little time for you? I don't take that long to decide. Oh, don't beat yourself up over it. You're still my friend. A little annoying quirk like that isn't going to change my mind. You suck. Well, prove me wrong then. Tell me, what are you going to order? Well, tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Shoichi imitates a ticking clock. Cut it out! Sorry, teasing you was just too funny. I'm not exactly having fun over here. Sorry, I'll stop. I just missed going out with you. Just the two of us. I mean, we don't spend as much time together as I'd like. At this point, I'd think that if it were up to you, we'd be together 24/7. Something like that, yeah. His voice is warm and wistful, leaving me suddenly a little embarrassed. Yeah, I'm good. His voice is warm and wistful, leaving me suddenly a little bit embarrassed. Have I been neglecting him a little lately? Well, anyway, I already know what I'll be having. I'm surprised you're not ordering soba. I would, but they don't do a spicy soba dish like the spicy ramen challenge. I still think you're insane. Why? What's the worst that could happen? Well, I didn't ask you to make me a list. We both laugh at our own silliness. A few heads turn to look our way since we're easily the most boisterous patrons of the house at the moment, but this is one of the few times I just don't care. I'll agree, it's nice to go out and just the two of us again. It's really been so long. Well, what if I joined you in the challenge? You doing a spicy food challenge? Really? Well, I don't hate spicy foods. Sure, you don't hate them. You don't like them either. Do I need to remind you of what happened the last time you tried doing something spicy? My ears immediately fold down on my face and I feel my cheeks go red. Can we not talk about that? Let's see, it was October 1st, 2009. I asked you not to talk about it. You and I had gone to the small burger joint in the shopping mall. You're still talking about it. There's this challenge to eat a super spicy grilled steak burger. I put my arms on top of the counter and bury my face in them, hiding it. You decided that, hey, this is child's play for me, I'll try it. And you did. Even after you took the first bite and realized it was much spicier than you imagined, you still ate the whole thing. And for that, I congratulated you. And then when we got back to your house, I had to sit in the living room playing games on my own while you spent the next 3 hours locked up in the bathroom. How many rolls of toilet paper did you use up? 2? I groan. I can hear Shoichi laughing next to me. Man, you suck. My voice comes out muffled due to my arms covering my face. You really like using that expression, don't you? Has it turned into your catchphrase already? I straighten myself up on my seat, glaring daggers at the damn husky sitting next to me. Aw, you look so cute. You're angry and glaring at me, but your face is still red. It's so adorable. Shut up. Let's just order already. Shoichi grins, putting a hand on top of my head and tussling my fur. So, shall I order us 2 of the super spicy special Sakura ramen then? No. God, I really want to knock that stupid cocky smile off his face. Ah, so you've changed your mind. What'll it be then, Mr. Two Rolls? Call me Mr. Two Rolls again, and I'll make you eat through a straw for the rest of the month. Shoichi puts both hands in the air. Ooh, so scary. You really don't take me seriously at all, do you? Nope, not one bit. Just order me a regular pork miso ramen and shut up. Shoichi nods, doing a mock bow in a seat. Very well, your highness. I groan again and signal my displeasure. Shoichi calls over one of the waiters and gives him our order. The man writes it down in a flash, and before I know it, he's already gone. At least the service here is efficient. If Saya were here, she'd take that as an accusation that her service isn't up to par. You're right. The thought of that alone is already exhausting. I imagine myself explaining over and over again to a belligerent Saya that I didn't mean anything by it and that she was a good waitress. Just thought of having her angry at me is enough to make me feel like I've had a few years knocked off my lifespan. I can already guess what you're thinking of just by the look in your face. Ha ha ha. Shoichi laughs cheerily, putting his hand on my shoulder and giving it a light squeeze. I chuckle nervously. Yeah, let's hope I can go for the rest of the year without awakening the beast. Knowing you, I'd be surprised if you managed to make it a whole week without pissing her off. Don't jinx me. Shoichi laughs again, giving me a few more taps on the back. Your order's up. Ooh. 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 A goat calls our attention from behind the counter and hands us our bowls of piping hot ramen. Just seeing the food in front of my eyes is already enough to make me drool. The broth is so clear that it's almost see-through, and the smell is still amazing. I can't wait to dig in. I then look to the side and see Shoichi's bowl, and your bowl's bright red. Is that all pepper sauce? Who knows? Let's give it a try. Shoichi grasps the chopstick in his hands and puts them both together in front of his face and closing his eyes. Itadakimasu? Is that what it is? Itadakimasu? Are you really saying itadakimasu, or are you praying that it won't kill you? He elbows me in the arm, grinning. Oh, shut up. He separates his chopsticks and immediately sets them down to get a generous amount of noodles, blowing on them a few times before hungrily wolfing them down. I keep watching intently to see his reaction, what his reaction will be when the spices kick in. He freezes with the noodles still in his mouth, swallowing them hastily and beginning to hack and cough. Whoa, you alright? I reach out to him thinking he's been overwhelmed by the spices. Gotcha. I'm left frozen in my seat, gaping for a few seconds. You ass, I thought your mouth was burning. I was worried about you. Don't worry about it. It's not that bad. Well, to be fair, it does burn quite a bit, but I like it. I scowl, crossing both my arms and glaring at him in displeasure. Jeez, what was that look on your face? It was just an innocent prank. There's nothing wrong with the look on my face. This is the face I was born with. Shoichi smiles, poking my cheeks with his moist chopstick. No, it's not. Your face is usually much more handsome than that. I would know, since I look at it every day and all that. I blush at the sudden compliment, looking away. Jeez, you really know how to diffuse me, don't you? 12 years, buddy. I've known you for 12 years. What else did you expect? He then dives his chopsticks back into the bowl and gets back to eating his ramen. We walk out of the restaurant about 40 minutes later, having eaten until we couldn't eat anything else. I can't feel my tongue. Shoichi keeps poking his tongue out of his mouth, touching it with the tip of his fingers. I told you that thing would be too spicy for you. Too spicy, eh? The whole thing like a champ. I just can't feel my tongue. No biggie. How can you be so nonchalant about not feeling something as important as your tongue? You're a freak. He elbows me playfully. Don't talk like that. I know you love me. I groan, giving him a punch in the shoulder. It only serves to make him laugh. What do we do now? It's only barely past noon. Well, Shoichi scratches his chin, looking pensive. You didn't plan ahead. Sorry. I didn't want our first real outing in so long to feel mechanic, so I kind of wanted to just go wherever we felt like going. Well, how about I choose then? No. I invited you to go out. I want to be the one deciding where we go. I'll let you decide next time, deal? I cross my arms, staring at him with an amused smile. Fine, I'll be game this time, but I expect you to provide with the best damn outing I've had in the past few weeks. Challenge accepted. I just thought of the perfect place to go just now. Ooh, an arcade then. Interesting. I wouldn't think piano music for an arcade, but you know, if it works, it works. After about 10 minutes of walking, Shoichi leads me into a staircase hidden between the two shops. Climbing it to the second floor, we reach a big and spacious an arcade. Really? This was your big idea? Oh, come on, there's nothing wrong with an arcade. It's a perfect place to pass time. Hey, J-Wolf. J-Wolfie. Also, one of the most cliched places to take someone. Good thing this isn't a date, otherwise you'd probably make the girl quite a bit annoyed. I'll keep that in mind. Do you want to leave then? I look around the place, checking all the different games and machines they have in here. I have to say, this is a better selection than the arcade I used to visit. But then again, I haven't been into an arcade in 3 years, so what do I know? The corners of my lips curve up into a half smile. I think this could be fun after all. Did you see a game that interests you? You could say that. I walk up to a vacant dance corner machine. How fucking cliched is that you made the... I'm not going to say that. 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 I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to fucking say it. I'm not going to fucking say it. I'm not going to... I'm not going to fucking say it. God damn it, the thing fell on the floor. Thirst rate, I'm never gonna finish this fucking thing. Dance corner machine and lean my back against the bar, staring at Shoichi with the best mischievous expression I can muster. His face immediately goes pale. No, absolutely not. You know I have 2 left feet when it comes to dancing. Hey, you chose where we'd go, so I get to decide what we do. Only fair. Shoichi swallows hard.
Oh.
Looking up at the machine with dread. Do I really have to? Well, Shoichi swallows again upon hearing the tone of my voice. You don't have to. It's okay if you're too scared I might beat you at the game. Do you really think that this 5th grader attempt at provocation would rile me up and make me decide to play? I merely smile. Just hop on the damn machine and start the game. Oh, I thought you didn't. Shut up! I really did get under his skin. He can be so easy sometimes, it's wonderful. Just as the machine starts up, I already select a random track and set it to 2-player mode. Shoichi steps up onto the left dance pad and I take the right one. Alright, may the best man win. I intend to. The song starts out slow and neither one of us has trouble following. The difficulty keeps climbing as the rhythm of the song increases. I keep an eye on Shoichi from the corner of my eyes, seeing as he starts to struggle. One by one he starts to miss the keys. Meanwhile on my screen, even though I don't really play these kinds of games often, I'm starting to have more and more fun as time goes by. My score is rocketing past Shoichi's, who's missing almost half of the keys by now, struggling to keep up with the fast pace of the song. Ugh. As the number of mistakes he makes increases further and further, Shoichi's lifeline starts to become depleted until you lose! He finally reaches 0 and fails the song. I quickly finish the last minute or so of it and step out of the machine, walking towards Shoichi, who's crouching behind the machine, his face buried in his knees. Oh, come on, are you that upset about losing? I couldn't even finish the song. You don't play these games often. Don't beat yourself up over it. You don't play these games either, and you still beat my ass. In fact, I'm pretty sure you got a near-perfect score. Well... should I point out to him that it technically was a perfect score, since I didn't miss any of the keys? I better not. I don't want to feed the fire. Why don't we play a few more times so you can get used to it? Not interested. How about we play another game? Not interested. Are you just gonna sit there sulking all day? Perhaps. Talk about a sore loser. Didn't you promise you'd show me a good time since it's the first time we go out together and all that? Starting to think you were just talking out your ass. Still, after a few seconds, he sighs, getting up from the floor and dusting himself off. Alright, how about we play some fighting games? At least I'm good at those. Okay, let's go do that. He really is. He's really so easy sometimes. It's almost dark by the time we leave the arcade. We spent pretty much the whole time playing fighting games, only trying something else to take a break and stop hogging the fighting machines. At the end of the day, I'm touting a record of 34 wins of mine versus 28 of his. Don't let it get to your head just because you won a few more times than usual. Shoichi was still pouting over the loss streak he had a little while before we left. In fact, the whole reason we left was because he was tired of losing. We planned on staying in the arcade for at least 30 more minutes. I think you're the one who should stop letting the losses get to your head. Am I going to have to spend the whole day dealing with your pouting? I'm not even allowed to be upset for a few minutes? Your reaction would be sad if it weren't so darn funny. You win some, you lose some, just deal with it and move on. Why do I get the feeling that you're patronizing me? I'm not. I'm trying to cheer you up so I won't have to deal with an anal nutbag for the rest of the evening. Oh, Greg. Oh, Greg. You've missed 3 hours. You've missed 3 motherfucking hours. It's about to get good. I've been streaming for 3 hours and it's just now about to get good. Shoichi starts laughing. Oh, nice. I try to cheer you up and then that doesn't faze, but I call you an anal nutbag and for some reason that gets you to laugh. Sorry, sorry. Haha, okay, I'm all good now. Actually feel a bit better right now. Thanks for that. I shrug. Hey, if me insulting you what makes you feel better, I got a ton of other insults where that came from. Not now, sorry for getting so annoyed by that. I promised you a good time. I shouldn't keep getting salty over a few losses. 34, I cover my mouth as I do an obvious fake cough. Don't start. Anyway, it's getting a bit late right now, so we should probably head to the festival location. Where exactly is this festival you said is happening in town today? I don't remember there being any commemoration to be had today. You'll find out when we get there. Typical. Anyway, what store should we stop to pick up your yukata? My what now? Your yukata! I remember from the fucking Chester route. I always said that with such flair. You can't go to a festival without a yukata! Since when? What? You didn't buy a yukata! It's a traditional festival wear. I thought you'd be getting one. Why would I? Because? Yeah, typical festival wear. Got it. But you didn't tell me I should wear one, though. I have to tell you to buy a yukata for a festival? If you want someone to do something, you should tell them to do it instead of expecting them to simply figure it out. But, I wanted to see you wearing a yukata! The words came out as a single pitiful whine. Oh, come on, what are you, a child? But I was really looking forward to... Yeah, you already told me already, no need to repeat yourself. Anyway, what about you, Mr. Must Have a Yukata? Where should we be going to get yours? Well... I crossed my arms, cross-examining him with my eyes. You don't have one, do you? The thing is, you don't have a damn yukata, but you're trying to make me feel bad for not having one because you so wanted to see me wearing one. Well, yes. It's kind of amusing to see him like this. I went to a couple store to buy one, okay? None of them had any in my size. Turns out I'm much taller than the average Japanese male, so the only way I could get one was to custom order it. It wouldn't get done in time. I left my hands in the air, shaking my head sideways. Well, I don't know what to tell you, Shoichi. I don't have a yukata, and considering you don't have one either, I don't think that you have any right to complain about it. Fine, I won't complain anymore. Jesus, why is he so downcast over a piece of clothing? How about we each buy a yukata, and if we're both free by the time of the Harvest Festival, we'll go together. Just the two of us, wearing our yukatas. Really? You serious? You'll go to the Harvest Festival with me? Hang on, I said if. If we're both free. Yeah, I got that. Still, it means a lot to me. Alright, I'll go to a clothing shop on Monday and I'll order a yukata for myself. Why are you getting so excited over something that might not even happen? Are you stupid or something? Still, it makes me feel all warm and happy inside when I see him like this. Where's my fucking mouse? There it is. Yeah, I really like seeing him when he's happy like this. And knowing I'm the one that made him happy, made him this happy is just... Oh, what's with that look on your face? Shoichi notices something about the face I'm making and turns to me with a sudden interest. What are you going to complain about about the... What, are you going to complain that I'm making an ugly face again? Nah, I was just thinking that you had a very beautiful smile just now. It looks good on you. What are you saying? If someone heard you say that, they might misunderstand. You shouldn't be saying this to your guy friend. Shit, why is my face getting so hot? What are you talking about? What's wrong with complimenting my best friend? I meant every word I said. Is this guy for real? Anyway... I turn around trying to hide my face from him. Just take me to this festival you said you wanted to show me. Like you said, it's already getting late. Oh, you're right. There's Shoichi's voice echoing from behind me. Come with me towards the East Street. I see him walking through the street and immediately start following behind, grateful for an excuse to keep my face hidden from him. Why was my heart beating so fast? It's a good thing there aren't so many people around at this time of day. If we'd gotten out of the arcade at the time we first agreed on, the street would have been packed with people. I merely agree with him, not really paying attention to the words he's saying. I follow behind him for quite a while, weaving our way through the streets as they become less and less crowded. Eventually, I realize that there's barely anyone walking alongside us. Wait, now that I've snapped back to reality, there goes gravity. Isn't this... This is the shopping district Shoichi took me to a couple of weeks ago. You recognize it? It looks quite a bit different, right? What, is this really the same place? Shoichi smiles, looking over at the myriad of different tents. Even though this place already had a bunch of food tents and a few paper lanterns, it now feels even more festive. For one, there's a lot of more paper lanterns than before, at least 10 times more. And there are many more people than before too. They host a 7-day festival every year, beginning at the middle of April. They don't even know why anymore. Over the years, the reason for it was lost, but the tradition itself continued. I only found out last year when I ended up coming here to have some food and discovered it was the last day of the festival. So when I remembered, I immediately thought you might want to see it. A look at all the booths and tents that have been set up in the streets, mesmerized by all the different colors and smells. It's not as big as the city's Harvest Festival, but somehow it feels cozier. There's all kinds of food here. We can eat all you want. There's also a few games we can play. It's your call, really. He winks at me, smiling widely, or wiling smidely. What was it you said? I choose where we go, you choose what we do? I smile. Suddenly my mood skyrocketed. And I was already in a pretty good mood before. Damn, I can't wait to try some stuff here. Well, what do you want to do? We can play a few games, or we can go around to the festival grounds, trying out a bunch of different foods. We can also do a little bit of both, and I'm afraid we might miss some stuff if we do. Can we come back tomorrow and do whatever we didn't do today? Sorry, Cleveland, today is the last day of the festival this year. I didn't really remember about it before, and, well, Even if I did, I wouldn't have the free time to come by any other day. It's fine. Let's just think of something to do. We came here to have fun, right? Damn right. What do you want to do, then? Games or food? Like I said, we can try doing a little bit of both, but I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be ideal. Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be better for us to just pick one and visit as many of the stands as types as we can. It's better than having 2 activities half done. Shoichi laughs, giving me a few taps on the back and moving his hand to the top of my head, tousling my fur. That's exactly what I think, Cleveland. So let's see. Do we go with food or games? You folks decide. Food or games? I'm going to take this moment to fucking rest my voice.
Well, it seems the results are in, and the majority say games. Though there's this last-minute addition that food gets you extra dialogue. If it's not crucial, I don't really think that changes much. So we shall go with games. While I'm tempted to go on an eating spree, the truth is that I'm not really all that hungry. And after spending the whole afternoon on the arcade, I'm craving for more traditional games. I could eat most of these foods on the streets whenever I want anyway, but you can't find festival game booths everywhere. Ring tossing, rifle shootings, balloons scooping. I think I even saw a whack-a-mole booth at the back. I don't know what balloon scooping is. Let's start with darts. One of the more underrated Yu-Gi-Oh! Villains. Oh, there's a darts booth just around the corner. How about you go play darts? Darts in a festival? I don't think I've ever seen that before. I shrug. Who cares? It sounds interesting. Hollow Leech, I've been streaming for 3 hours. You've missed 3 fucking hours. 3. Have you ever even played darts in your life? No. Have you? No. That's why I don't want to play it now.
Aw, come on. It'll be fun. Let's have our first time together. Do you even hear yourself when you talk? Huh? What do you mean? You just said something that sounded like... never mind. Let's just play darts. Yes. I throw a fist pump in the air, and Shoichi reacts with a sigh. I don't care if he's at 100% happy with it. If he says yes, then it's yes. We walk up to the darts booth and... Wait a second, this isn't darts. This is balloons and darts. There's a difference? Of course there's a difference. One is a festival game and the other is something you play in a pub. Oh, still want to play. Shoichi groans, rolling his eyes. Fine, let's just get this over with. Jeez, why are you so annoyed by a simple game of darts? Because it's darts. It's a stupid game played by stupid people who can't pick an actual game, so they just go with a skill game where you need to shoot a stupid pointy thing from your fingers. Okay, your favorite school festival game is rifle shooting, so really, what right do you have to complain about people liking to play darts? Get off your high horse. It's not that different. And B, you do realize that organizers are people playing in the booth playing in the booth heard you and are glaring at you, right? Shoichi turns around with a jump, seeing about a dozen angry faces turned his way. He starts bowing frantically. I'm sorry. I sneakily pull my phone out of my pocket and record a video of him bowing and apologizing. It ended up being almost 2 minutes long. This will be good material when I'm looking for a reason to tease him. When he's finally done, he walks up next to me, leaning his head against my shoulder and sighing several times. I feel as if I lost a few years off my life expectancy. This is what you get for running your mouth off in public. Ugh. Lesson learned, don't talk shit about people when they're in earshot of you. We both get in line to play the game. Despite how simple it is, there's quite a few people lining up to play. Since 3 people can play at a time, the line actually goes kind of fast. In about 10 minutes or so, it's already our turn. Hi, we'd like to get a game each. The clerk, a big bear with an unfriendly look on his face and a nasty scar on his forehead, looks at Shoichi and scowls. 2,000 yen. Shoichi blinks a few times, looking confused. 2,000 yen? But the sign says 2,000. Take it or leave. Oh, right. We'll take it. Shoichi's ears go down as he realizes that the man is overcharging him for his earlier comments. Well, as nasty as Shoichi's comments were, I don't think this guy has the right to do something like that. It's just mean. I don't like this clerk. He hands the man 4,000 yen. The bear looks down at his hand, huffs, and shakes his head. No, not for your friend. 2,000 just for you. For your friend, that's 500. The sign says 800. Is he undercharging me because I censored Shoichi? Shit, I changed my mind. I actually like this guy. Good luck. Good luck for your 21st. I'm an idiot. He takes Shoichi's money after he corrects the amount and hands us both 10 darts. We're then led to separate dart boards and are asked to wait as they sub in new balloons that put in place of the ones that were popped. Once the boards are fixed, we're given an okay to start shooting. Alright, steady. I throw my dart, but it just flips in the air and hits a balloon uselessly on its side. The tip doesn't even come into contact with anything. The bear laughs and I feel my face and the tip of my ears going a bit hot. Still, I try to calm myself and try again. There, I popped it. Hey, this thing isn't as hard as I thought it'd be. It's actually kind of fun. Choose a prize. You can pick any one from the shelf and down. In the end, I managed to pop 9 balloons. I didn't miss any of my darts after the first one, so I could get the second highest tier of prize. The only thing I couldn't choose from were the seemingly rare collector's items figures that were still in their original box. Shoichi, on the other hand, I don't care, it's a stupid game anyway. The bear glares at him again, making Shoichi cower behind me and bow again. Sorry. He only hit a single dart, and it didn't even get a prize. How about that plushie over there? I point at the plush at the end of the second high shelf. The bear glances at it and cracks a smile when he sees it. Nice choice. He grabs the plush and gives it to me. A Shiba Inu plushie. Yeah, isn't it cute? Kind of looks like me, doesn't he? In that he's a Shiba Inu with brown eyes? Sure, on other accounts, no. I stick my tongue out at him. Stop being nasty just because you didn't get any prizes. Shoichi looks away, making a humph sound and pouting. Here. I hand him my plush. You're giving it to me? Why? I shrug. You seemed upset that I've not gotten a prize, so I want you to have it. No offense, but this is a plush. The hell am I going to do with a plush? Fine, if you don't want it. No, it's mine. Shoichi quickly grabs it from my hand and hugs the plush close to his body. Jeez, if you wanted it so much, then why'd you have to act so disinterested? Shut up. Shoichi hides his face in the plush toy. Do you kids need a bag to carry this? Oh, sure, thanks. We packed the plush inside a large bag so it wouldn't get dirty as we walk around, and that'd be easier to carry, and head on our merry way. What else should we do now? Well, they said that his favorite is rifle shooting, so we might as well do that. Let's try some rifle shooting. It used to be my favorite game when we were kids. Shoichi grins, putting a hand on his waist and looking incredibly smug. I kind of want to punch him for some reason. That was your favorite game? Oh man, then the fact that you never once beat me in it must have been infuriating. The gall! You want me to make a bet then, Husky Boy? Oh, that sounds interesting. What do you have in mind? We each buy 5 shots. The one with the most points in the end wins. And what does the winner get? Damn, thinking of an actual prize is kind of hard. Suddenly I see a mischievous smile appearing on his face, and I immediately start to regret all my life choices that led me to this point. Oh, maybe a bit overdramatic, but I'm seriously feeling the dread right now. How about the loser has to obey one absolute order from the winner? No. What? Why not? Afraid you'll lose? No, it's just the concept of an absolute order gives too much leeway for someone to utterly humiliate the other, so I'm going to refuse it out of principle. Besides, this sounds too much like the beginning of a porn manga plot. Oh, really? How is it that you know that? What? How is it that I know what? You know, how do you know what it sounds like like a porn manga plot? Shit. Oh, well, someone must have told me at some point, right? They win a suck from the loser. No, I don't think anyone we know is shameless enough to talk openly about reading porn, especially pornographic manga. Fuck. Read all sorts of things, okay? Shut up. Was I really just forced into admitting that I read porn? Shoichi breaks out into a laughing fit as if the whole idea is hysterical. Shut up. Don't be so hypercritical. You probably read it. I know you probably read it too. Alright, I'll stop. Ha ha ha. Cross my arms and look away. Damn, my cheeks feel a tad hot right now. So what's weird about it anyway? I'm a man. Of course I'd look at stuff like that every now and then. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just the way that you cornered yourself that was pretty funny. If it makes you feel any better, I'll admit I also look at porn sometimes. Any healthy guy does. This does not make me feel any better. Well, too bad, because that's all you're getting. I put my hand on my forehead, shaking my head from side to side. Side to side. Talks about reading porn aside. We still need to agree on a bet. I can't really think of anything else. Yeah, neither can I. Yeah, happy early birthday. I just said good luck. Yeah, happy early birthday. Let me just go with old-fashioned money then. That sounds like that'd be best. Plus, I don't really want to give the mind that came up with the absolute order bet enough time to think of something else. I've stretched myself too far. I should have stopped earlier. How much should we bet? 6,000 yen. Too weak. Make it at least 12,000. I don't have as much money as you do. Oh, does that mean someone is afraid of losing? No, that means someone wants to be able to pay as part of the bet in case he ends up losing. He giggles, his tail swaying from side to side. Guess he's excited. Alright, 6,000 it is then. $60 on a bet. Good lord. We both walk quickly to the nearest rifle shooting booth, not even caring enough to glance at the other tents in the way. A clerk, a bull, notices approaching and immediately puts a customer service smile. Good evening, how may I help? 5 shots! We both shove money at his face, making the guy jump back in surprise at the 2 weird guys who suddenly came up to him and basically punched him in with a few bills. I'm sorry, what? Give us 5 shots each. Okay, that'll be 1,100 each. We quickly pay him and are presented with the rifles. Cork shooting. It says cork shooting. Pressure rifles. Not the most advanced or precise thing in the world, but then again, it's just a toy, so who cares? Shoichi and I position ourselves in adjacent booths. Good thing this 110 has two people can play at a time. You're going down, Cleveland. If you're as good at shooting as you are trash talking, then I've got this one in the bag. We both smile, taking aim. 5,000, 6,000. There, it's all there. Thank you. Feel free to challenge me again when you feel like losing more money. Go eat a nail. Someone's in a prickly mood. In the end, I lost. Badly. Didn't miss any of my shots. Always going for the medium-sized targets worth 50 points each. Unfortunately, Shoichi only went for the smallest targets worth 100 points each, and he didn't miss any shots either. So in the end, he had doubled my score. It's so vexing. You don't like the feeling of losing that badly? You don't like the feeling of losing that badly? Well, then maybe you should try being bolder. You can't win by going with just what's safe. Always be on the offense. Always. Is there any place here that sells rope? Rope? What for? So I can muzzle you with it. Oh, what are you? Are you really getting that annoyed that you resort to threats of physical violence? I'm not at physical violence yet. Physical violence is what'll come next if you keep this going for even one more minute. All right, I'll shut up. Jesus. Might have been a tad harsh. Then again, he's a sore winner. I don't suppose you want to play anything after this. I do. Oh, really? Yeah, I need to wash the sour taste of defeat from my mouth. Well, then complain that I'm putting you down. You seem to do a good enough job of that on your own. Shush! I'll just choose another game. Fine, whatever you say, Your Highness. Let's see, what else should I pick about? No, wait! I jump back in surprise as Shoichi suddenly calls my attention. Well, what is it? Did you look at what time it is? We've been playing for a good while already. Really? I put my phone in my pocket and lo and behold, we've already been playing for almost an hour. I guess all the time waiting in lines and walking around looking at booths really took a chunk of our time. There's a few other things I wanted to do with you before we left, so we should probably stop for today if we're going to do those. Alright. You sure you're okay with that? I shrug. Sure, as long as there's a plan, then there's no reason for me to say no. Shoichi smiles, nodding. His tail wags like a feather duster behind his back. Right, let's go then. We spend over an hour walking around the festival grounds, looking over a bunch of different stands and their products. We see things like earrings, dolls, figures, and paintings. All kinds of products up for sale that who want to take something home. Even though we told ourselves that we'd only be looking around, we end up with quite a few bags to carry around. I myself bought some things for my mom and my brother, a necklace for and a few earrings for my mom, and some anime figures I found for sale in a tent for Aki. While I myself am pretty satisfied with all this, my wallet cries for the sudden spending spree. I don't think I can spend even one more yen. Oh, come on, we haven't even looked at over half the place. Of course we haven't, and we won't even if we try. This place is huge, and the night won't last much longer. Right. It's already starting to get late. The festival will probably be over soon. By the way, what are they going to do for the last day of the festival? Will there be a fireworks show? I wish. That'd be pretty cool to see, but unfortunately there aren't going to be any fireworks. Aw, why not? Tradition, I guess. This festival has never hosted a fireworks display, and they don't intend to. Boo! I pout, prompting Shoichi to laugh at me. Don't be like that. Even if there's no fireworks to be seen, you still had fun, right? I guess. Are we going to be heading home now, then? Not yet. There's one more thing I want to do with you before we go. Really? What is it? Goldfish scooping. I said gold. Yeah, I heard. Shoichi pouts, staring accusingly at me. You should at least show some sort of excitement. Sorry, no. Why would we want to do that again? Come on, pretty please. I really wanted to play. Can't we do something else? I want to play. All right. Shut up. Shoichi immediately quiets down, frozen in place. I sigh, making sure to make it a long, exasperated sigh. Jeez, you can be such a baby sometimes. Fine, we can play your little game. Yes! Shoichi fist pumps, looking incredibly excited at the prospect. All this just because we're going to try goldfish scooping? But just so you know, I don't intend to play. Oh, it's fine. I didn't expect you to anyway. I just really wanted to try it out this year. It was easier than I thought. I really expected him to insist that I play. Alright, good guys, follow my lead. Wait, Shoichi! He just ran ahead. No way in hell am I gonna run after him. I'll just walk there at a leisurely pace. Wait, where is the fish scooping tent again? Am I lost? I'm screwed, aren't I? There you are! After about 15 minutes of walking around, I was finally able to spot the tall husky amidst the crowd. So this is where the fish scooping tent was. Cleveland, where were you? Jeez, don't get wandering off on your own like that. You end up getting lost. I didn't want to hear that from you. Hey, why are there so many people at a simple fish scooping tent? Come to think of it, this area of the festival has been packed with people since early morning. Hey, Shoichi, I can't really see. What is everyone staring at? Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you, didn't I? Forgot to tell me what? Stop playing the pronoun game with me. The fish scooping tent is a special prize this year. Take a look for yourself. Shoichi pushes his way around the crowd, opening enough room for me to walk to the front of the group. Beautiful, isn't he? That's an emerald-colored goldfish. Because he looks like he's shimmering, and he looks like he's shimmering when he swims around. That's why I wanted to give it a try. I wanted to see if I can get that one. People have been coming over here since the first day trying to get him, but it looks like that fish is really hard to capture. And because almost everyone has been trying to get him, most of the other fishes haven't been caught either. In the end, this tent has managed to turn up a huge profit without even going to give out much product. Brilliant, isn't it? Huh. Guess now it makes at least a little sense as to why he wanted to come here. At least he had a reason for other than, I want to play, wah. I'll admit, it's a really beautiful fish. So, or why aren't you trying to catch it? I am. I'm waiting for my number to get called. Your number? Shoichi pulls his wallet out of his pocket and pulls out a piece of paper with the number 487 written on it. Apparently there was some other people fighting to try to get the emerald fish first, so now they're only allow one person at a time to try. And there's a wait list? Yep, I should be getting called pretty soon. 487. Speak of the devil, it's my turn now. Wish me luck. Shoichi walks up to the chubby tanuki lady and hands her a piece of paper with his number on it. She gives him a small bamboo scoop with a paper net. The thing with this game is that since the net is made of paper, it dissolves in the water. So you can't be too forceful, otherwise you'll break the net. But you can't be too slow either, otherwise the net dissolves. Shoichi walks up to me with his net in hand. Seriously, wish me luck. They're not allowing anyone to join in the line anymore since it's close to closing time, and there are already 50 other people waiting. Holy shit, you only get one shot? Shoichi nods. Good luck! And too bad they're not allowing more people to try. Now that I saw him, I kind of wanted to have the fish. He nods again, swallowing hard and walking to the pool. He crouches in front of the emerald fish as it swims idly by. Every time he swims, it seems like he's shimmering in a different palette of colors. It's beautiful. Shoichi stares the fish down, slowly moving towards the water with his scoop. On the other hand, is a glass of water in which he can drop the fish. The reason being that if he manages to get the fish out of the water, the net will still break after a few seconds. If he can't get the fish inside the glass water when he does, the fish will either fall back into the pool or fall on the ground. Of course, you don't want the fish to fall on the ground. They provide people with glasses of water to drop the fish inside when they happen to catch them. Shoichi seems to be waiting for something, not quite sure what. He dips his net into the water with a very swift movement, and I see a green shape falling inside his glass. Everyone in the crowd immediately goes deathly silent. Even Shoichi himself isn't muttering a single word, just standing there with his eyes wide. Not even he believes he got it. Suddenly the entire crowd erupts in cheers and clapping. The sound is so loud that I nearly go deaf. Shoichi jumps in from the spot he was crouching in on, seemingly on more shock than I am. Of course, from the corner of my eyes, I see a few angry people throwing their tickets away, probably unhappy that someone got it before them. The tanuki later walks up to Shoichi, taking the glass with the fish from his hand and putting him in a plastic bag for carrying. She takes the fish back to Shoichi. He bows to her, I suppose he's thanking her, and then starts walking my way. Come with me. Shoichi grabs me by the arm and pulls me through the crowd and away from the commotion. Shoichi, wait! Shoichi continues pulling me without a single word or explanation. We end up out of the festival grounds and in a deserted alleyway. This exact sound... This sound effect. That sound effect I have heard in Morinatsu, this game, and I caught it in My Hero Academia. This sound effect makes the rounds. Shoichi finally lets go of my hand. Are you going to tell me what this is about? Jeez. Sorry. Shoichi looks away, scratching the back of his head awkwardly. I'd prefer an explanation over an apology. I just saw a bunch of bad-looking men giving us the evil eye after I got the fish, so I kind of wanted to get out of there. I don't think they'd try to steal it, but you can never be too careful. Why would they try to steal a fish? Shoichi shrugs. Never underestimate stupidity. You declare something as one of a kind, and the looks get pretty, and it looks kind of pretty, and suddenly people will do anything to get it. There were people who actually tried stealing the fish right from the pool. You didn't notice the security surrounding the place? No. And frankly, the idea of hiring bodyguards for a fish is so ludicrous I can't even wrap my head around it. Well, anyway. Shoichi's face goes red as he scratches his cheek, looking away from me. Then, here you go. He hands me the plastic bag with the pretty fish. What? I'm giving this to you. Why? Weren't you looking forward to getting this? Wait, is this because I said I wanted to try getting him? I didn't mean I wanted you to give it to Cleveland. I know you didn't mean that. Shoichi looks me dead in the eye. From the very beginning, I wanted to get him for you. What? I'm seriously confused right now. You're giving me a fish? I mean, yeah, he's a gorgeous fish and all, but it's a fish. I guess it kind of sounds dumb without context, doesn't it? No offense, but I doubt it'd sound any better even with context. Well, you remember Yamato? What, you mean that one character from fucking Lagoon Lounge? Yamato? Wait, my pet goldfish Yamato? You had him a long time ago when we were still kids. When was that? 7, 8 years ago? Something like that? I remember that you loved Yamato a lot. You'd care for him every day, and you'd even talk to him. Of course, I was really jealous of him, but I still found him pretty cute. I always wanted to try feeding him, but you wouldn't let me. You said I'd do it wrong and hurt Yamato. So one day, when you left to go grocery shopping like your mom asked you to, I decided to feed him. Wait, I seem to remember something like that. Was that when... And I thought to myself, fish food is so boring, I'm sure Yamato would like chocolate more. So I got some chocolate from the fridge and chopped it into small pieces. And I Don't know if he choked or poisoned him or some other thing, but Yamato died less than half an hour later. Shoichi looks down at the ground, looking almost as if he's in pain. I didn't know what to do, because I knew you'd be devastated when you got home, and then, less than 5 minutes later, you arrived. You cried so much once you realized Yamato was dead. I kept apologizing over and over, and you didn't care. You just kept crying. I seem to remember something like that happening. Honestly, it was so long ago that I barely remember Yamato at all. My mom bought you a new goldfish since I was the one who killed Yamato, but you just wouldn't have him. We ended up returning him to the store after you refused to take care of him. I've always felt guilty about that. Shoichi, that was 8 years ago. I barely even remember that nowadays. Despite his face still being contorted in a weird but complicated look, Shoichi attempts to smile. The look on his face is almost heartbreaking. Maybe. But that always stuck with me. There weren't many times in our lives that I've seen you cry, but that was the only time you cried because of something I did. I always felt awful about that. When I saw the announcement that they'd be having that fish as a prize, I wanted to come here with you to try to get him and gift him to you. I know you might think it's silly, and honestly, I don't blame you, but I'd really like it if you'd have him. Shoichi grabs one of my arms and lifts it up, putting the fish bag safely in my hand. This is my way of apologizing after all these years. Sorry I killed your fish. I don't even know what to say. This is one of the weirdest acts of kindness someone has ever shown me. You didn't have to do this, you know. It's not like I carried a grudge for all these years. I know that. You're not the type to hold grudges. You're way too nice for that. I know it might be selfish, but this is for my sake more than anything. I've always felt bad about that. I figured this would be a way to bury the hatchet. Who's chopping unions? If I could get you this one-of-a-kind goldfish, then maybe I could feel like I did enough to warrant the forgiveness you gave me all those years ago. You're blowing this way out of proportion. Perhaps, but I'd still like for you to accept this gesture anyway. You're a dork. But alright, I'll accept it. Shoichi laughs. I didn't even realize how on edge I was about him looking so gloomy until I noticed how relieved I suddenly feel to see him laughing. That I am. And thanks for accepting this gift and for forgiving me all those years ago. I lift the fish bag up to eye level, looking at the shimmery emerald goldfish as it swims lazily inside it. This doesn't look nearly as lively as he did in the pool, that's for sure. What should I call him? Shoichi puts his hand on his chin, looking pensive. How about Yamato, in honor of the fallen one? You're a huge dork. But that's not a bad idea. I look at the fish again, talking directly to him. From now on, you'll be known as General Yamato the Great. What do you think of that? He starts swimming more rapidly in his bag. He seems pleased with his name. You think so? As idiotic as the whole thing was, I can't help but be a little excited about it. I kind of remember lovingly caring for Yamato all those years ago. Maybe those feelings are coming back? By the way, what's that sound? Huh? Shoichi's ear twitches. Is that... After we stayed silent for a moment, I realized that I kept hearing this sound. For once, I focused on it. Rain? We walked to the edge of the alleyway we're in and noticed that it's raining outside in the streets. Damn, it started raining while we were in here. I guess the rain doesn't get inside because of the awnings. Doesn't this mean we're trapped here until the rain passes? Sounds like it. And it seems like the rain is getting stronger too. Phone's out of signal. Already? Jeez, is this a storm coming out of nowhere? Seems like it. What a bad time for something like this to happen. How did we not notice it starting to rain? Shoichi shrugs. I suppose we were too distracted. Plus the inside of the alley, you could barely hear it raining. Except now we can. Really loud, in fact. Yeah, it's really getting a lot stronger. It keeps getting louder and louder by the passing second. We have no choice but to just wait for it to pass. Shoichi and I stand in silence for a few minutes waiting for the rain to pass. We could be talking about something, anything, but no conversation seems to come to mind. 10 minutes pass, then 20, then 30. We barely say a word during all this time. And the rain just continues to pick up and get stronger. Doesn't look like it'll pass anytime soon. Shoichi is almost screaming, but his words still come out muffled by the deafening sound of the rain. Yeah. I keep staring out into the street. Every now and then we see someone carrying an umbrella and passing through. The flow of people was heavier right after it started raining, when it seems like people that were in the festival were fleeing from the rain. But now it's barely even a trinkle. No one's come by in the past 5 minutes. Hey, Cleveland. I faintly hear Shoichi calling me, even though he's right next to me. I also feel his hand brush against mine. I turn around to look at him, but his eyes are glued to the floor. His face looks a bit red, but that could be my imagination. Thanks for coming with me today. Did he just thank me? I'm not sure I understood correctly, but I'll just go along with what I think I heard. You're welcome. I had fun. Why is he talking so quietly anyway? He needs to speak louder if I'm going to hear him correctly. By the way, Cleveland. Yeah? Speak louder, goddammit. You. What? I could only make out the words you. Stupid rain. What'd you say? Oh, you son of a bitch. Fuck you. Really? You. It was nothing. Forget about it. Jeez, now he speaks so I can hear him? Well, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to ask him about it again. God damn it. You sons of bitches. Probably not important anyway. Yeah, not important. Not important at all. Still, Shoichi keeps looking down at his feet. And why does his face look so red? In the end, Shoichi and I stood in silence for the next half hour, waiting for the rain to stop so we could go home. Fuck. Top 10 anime betrayals. Oh, that's nice. Oh yeah, these are just talking about the mock exams. He's getting smacked in the forehead. This dialogue really isn't that important. He's just talking about not about studying and shit. Okay, there we go. God damn, how many fucking tiny little differences are there? Sorry, I didn't even realize I wasn't saying anything. I'm just skipping past all these days. This is the exact shit I didn't want to fucking deal with again. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. And I remember it was take... I want to make sure I do this right. If I remember correctly, it's take the time violation and recompose yourself. I want to make sure I do this correctly because I'm playing this without context for these scenes. So, remind me, is it of which choice I'm supposed to make again? Oh. Take the time violation? Okay. And if I remember correctly, it was, for this one, that it was to push yourself and bet it all on the game because the tie break is Death Trap. Do I remember that correctly? Wait, really? Play it safe. Push. Okay. Okay. Now the beginning of the character select. So this will probably actually be the thumbnail because we did that for June. But of course, this will probably be the thumbnail for the next time, actually. So let's... Oh, we can't go back. God damn it. Alright. So, as much as I would love to stretch this out to the exact 4-hour mark, my throat is starting to hurt and I could be doing other stuff today. I say that because I don't really have anything specific to do. I'm just going to hang out with Aaron for a little while. We'll probably watch a show or something. We've been watching Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid lately, and it's not super compelling viewing, to be honest, but it has its moments. So I'll go ahead and say this has been probably the longest episode of any singular visual novel, other than, of course, the... of course, I don't remember if it was just a singular novel, but when we played Doki Doki Literature Club, I remember that stream went on for 11 hours. But, I'm going to go ahead and end this episode here. So, thank you all very much for watching. Yeah, I made that connection too, the Kobayashi. Thank you all for watching this stream and this episode. On the next one, we will... on the next stream, we'll be going back to extracurricular activities. I made sure to catch up all the routes because I fucking lost a bunch of save files on that game again. So there's updated days for all the other characters. So we're going to be going back on Harold, going to be going back on Darius. We're going to be going... then we're going to be going and tackling the Chester days. I don't know how many of them there are because for that one we already played up through day 23, so there shouldn't be that many more days. And then of course there's Dozer, which we've only played to like day 6, so we've got a lot to do for him. So we'll see what all we do in the next episode. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, I have been the trained unprofessional, speaking for the voices in my head when I say, fare thee well. Bye, everyone. Whew, boy.